So this video right here, I have been seeing around the internet. I don't know what dastardly evil things we're about to see. Proceed with caution, no cap. This is the Loud House comic that got someone arrested. Mind you, the Loud House is a children's show with all underage main characters, I think, outside of maybe the adults.
House fan comics suck. And trust me, I'm an expert on this, okay? Throughout my very recent rise on YouTube, I have read a lot of—
No, why is everybody saying no? Is this GG from my channel? This is it right here?
Loud House fanfics and fan comics. Some I made videos about, some I didn't, but one thing is for sure, they are all messed up in some way. But to give them credit, they are also addictive as hell. As soon as I read the first pages of one, some inexplicable—
Okay, hold on. I can't believe it. After so many years, I'm finally home. Oh, there's a time skip. This is not gonna go better. The fact that they had to, within the first 2 boxes, they put a time skip. I know it's about to be crazy. I missed you so much. Mom, Dad, my sisters, Lincoln, hold on, Luna. Okay, I feel like from here, I'm not gonna read because I don't know.
Force compels me to read the rest of them until I reach the point of no return. This happened to me with the comics It's Not Your Fault, Rewrite the Stars, and last year The Secret. I thought that—
Stan, I don't think the bragging rights you gave me and my friend— Wait, Stan, I don't think the bragging rights you gave me and my friends look up to you, Berto and Yo-Yo. He was yelling AF me. Dang, what happened? No, the bragging rights is solid, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I get what you mean. Damn, he wasn't messing with it.
Would be my last Loud House fan comic video because I assumed I had already covered the most disturbing comics this shithole of a fandom had created.
There's more than one? I thought there was just like one and it got out of hand. There's more than one?
What do you know? There's always a bigger fish. There's always some dark corner of the internet you haven't visited, where there's a big boogeyman hiding. And that boogeyman is the topic of today's video. A Loud House fan comic so messed up that it led to the arrest—
I love my brother. Right. Okay. Yeah, no, that's right. That's a questionable start, man. That's a questionable start.
Of its creator.
The thing is
today's video. A Loud House fan comic so messed up that it led to the—
It looks wholesome. It looks wholesome. Like right out the start, the beginning, it's like, imagine, you're like working at like a school and you're like, oh, like draw your favorite family member, and somebody draws like, oh, I love my brother. Like that looks innocent, which is what's throwing me off the most.
The arrest of its creator. And as usual,
none of these comics are wholesome.
Before diving into the comic, I gotta warn you about the disturbing topics I'm gonna mention. If you're not—
Hey! Ah! Oh! 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 Oh!
Not new to the channel, you're probably familiar with these already, but if you are, just take a quick look at them and see if you're comfortable continuing. The comic, funnily enough, is just called The Loud Comic, and if you somehow stumbled upon it online, you do probably think it's just a normal—
I promise you I didn't stumble this online. Does this count as me stumbling across this online? I don't think it does. I don't think this counts as me stumbling online. I don't want this as part of my digital footprint. This doesn't count.
Fan-made Loud House comic,
yes?
Even though we all know those don't exist. I wasn't able to find the original website where these were posted, but it was probably on Tumblr or DeviantArt, by the user—
Tumblr still exists?
Jump, who is also the guy who later got arrested. I was gonna give you a tour of his DeviantArt gallery since his Tumblr got nuked.
Yo, the first 4 pictures were crazy.
But, actually, you know what?
Yeah, gang, come on, bro. I got children on my platform. Yo, come on, bro.
It's basically about how obsessed Luann is with Lincoln, romantically, and how far she's willing to go to make him love her back. And let me tell you right off the bat, she goes pretty far. Each chapter cover looks like a page taken straight from Luann's notebook. The first one features a sketch of Lincoln with a bunch of hearts and the caption, "I love my brother." And there's also a little note saying, "You cannot give
ASGG bro, Stanley offline, gone."
your brother a Valentine's card, see me." Which makes it pretty obvious that Luann wrote one of those Valentine letters you make in school, but some teacher caught a glimpse of what she was doing and got extremely concerned and left a note basically saying, "Look, we need to talk about this." The first chapter starts in a really strange way. Ronnie Ann, one of Lincoln's romantic interests,
That's makeup. That's makeup. That's makeup.
wakes up after being unconscious and realizes she's tied to a chair. A voice from behind her goes, "Oh, you're awake." And that voice is none other than Luann.
Oh, with a bat in her hand?
She's holding a baseball bat, partially covered in Ronnie Ann's blood. They are in some kind of sewer, miles away from the nearest house. Luann starts explaining that she's taking Ronnie Ann out.
She got her tied up like Miles Morales at the end of Spider-Verse. What is she doing, gang? Nah, you gotta relax.
Because she's interfering with her plans to get close to Lincoln. And Ronnie Ann's response to being kidnapped and about to get murdered is calling Luann unfunny and a joke. Which, I mean, if I got kidnapped, the last thing I would do is to rage bait my kidnapper that's holding a baseball bat.
If it's GG's for me, I'ma make a joke. I'ma make a joke, I ain't gonna lie. If it's GG's for me, I'ma make a joke. Like this is past, like, there's no escape route, like, it's cooked for me, nobody's coming to save me, chainsaw to the neck, like, I'm making a joke. I'll make a joke, I ain't gonna lie. My last words is gonna be a pun. It's gonna be a dad joke, I ain't gonna lie.
And to no surprise, Luann kills her. Very gruesomely, might I add. After that, Luann just goes home like...
Wait, she actually canonically...
Luann kills her.
Oh my gosh!
Very gruesomely, might I add.
I can't show it up for it.
After that, Luann just goes home like nothing happened. She finds Lincoln crying in bed because he got a letter from Ronnie Ann saying she hates him. Plot twist, the letter wasn't from Ronnie Ann, it was from Luann.
Her.
She also sent another fake letter to...
Yo, literally murder and manipulation. She got every single M that's not important. The only M that's really important, she not getting it. She get murder and manipulation in the first, what, 3 pages? Murder and manipulation? Yo, gang.
Ronnie Ann pretending to be Lincoln, telling her to meet him in an abandoned warehouse, which ultimately led to her death. But girl, that's on you. Who the f goes to an abandoned warehouse at night? That's some Scooby-Doo shit. Luann tells Lincoln a bunch of shitty jokes, which makes him forget about everything and to fall asleep in her arms. Meanwhile, Lucy goes to the warehouse and finds Ronnie...
See, that's how they get you, chat. Don't ever let a shorty laugh you out your drawers. Facts. You gotta stay tack at all time. Don't ever let no shorty laugh you out your drawers, because it will work. You will. All of a sudden, everything funny, you not watching your surroundings. You gotta make sure you stay serious at all times.
Ann's corpse with the
It's a fanfic.
baseball bat still in her mouth. Lucy...
Yo. Oh man, I'm gonna have to talk to my editor about... Didn't
just stumble onto the crime scene, she knew exactly where to find it. And she knows
Facts,
who did it as well. She takes the bat,
crazy.
cleans it, and places it next to Lin Lau Jr. while she's sleeping. Because apparently the bat belonged to Lin. The next morning, Lin comes into the kitchen practicing some swings with the bat, which scares the living shit out of Luann, since it's literally evidence from the crime she committed last night. She asks Lin where she got it, but Lin just says that she woke up and the baseball bat was just there. Luann doesn't believe her, which starts a fight between the two of them, exactly as Lucy had planned, because now she can have some alone time with Lincoln. I don't like where this is going. She goes inside his room and asks him to listen to one of her poems. The poem she reads out loud is a metaphor to express her love for Lincoln, but it her poems. The poem she reads out loud is a metaphor to.
At first, I was unaware of the deeds he had underneath. As I grow and I come to know of his kindness, it leaves me shaken. When a light breaks out from within, he covers it with the dear shroud protecting me. Ridiculed, belittled, seems something less by others. He takes it all, giving me a smile filled with glee. I'm not gonna lie, her rhymes are trash, gang. Yo, these are I even tried to blink in my words inside the darkness, but he came again. He covered my eyes. I could clearly see that my plan would have been in vain. These are ass. Hold on, I got you. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. No, I got it. Don't even worry about it. I got it. Yo, her poem is ass. Yo, hold on. I got y'all, bro. Don't even worry about it. Yo. Damn. Oh, Chelsea want my man. Now he in the jam. Great out the bat, then I put that nigga in a can. I don't care if he my brother or he the fam, cause I'ma let it blam and I'ma let it slam. Yeah, every nigga know I got a big gun. He was trying to shoot a shot, so I just hit a home run. I don't really care, cause I know I'm gonna do some. I don't really care, cause they know I'm finna do some. Hold up, let me up the stick, then I'm gonna up the blick. How much shot did he get hit with? Like 5 to 6. Hold on! Feel me? That's way better. I'm not gonna lie, that's way better. Like, if I had to write a poem personally about like Simon somebody out, it's gonna be like that. I ain't gonna lie.
Love for Lincoln, but he doesn't understand because he's a dumbass. So she's just straight up.
Residential with the gifted. Thank you so much, Residential. Thank you so much, bro. Today, Dayron gonna appreciate that. They be in here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Residential. Thank you, family. Appreciate you.
Says it out loud that she loves him and then goes for a little smoochie. And on the last page of this chapter, it's revealed that Luann has mounted a full-on CCTV system
like
in Lincoln's room
335?
that lets her videotape him 24/7. The cover of the second chapter is yet another drawing from Luann's notebook. This time it features the drawing of Luann and Lincoln getting married, and once again it has a little note written down.
Luann, you have been told about these pictures in the past.
So this means two things. First,
you know what's weird about this is that the artist is the one who's adding those notes to it, which is like an admission of guilt on the artist's part. No, like genuinely, listen, like the artist writing that down there is an admission of guilt because he himself knows that in a typical situation, if somebody was actually doing this, that it would be wrong. But yet he still went and did it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's to show like the artist's mind isn't out of whack. He actually knows exactly what he's doing. He's just weird and doesn't care. Dead ass. Like that's weird, gang.
First, Luann's obsession with Lincoln has been going on for a long time now. And second, she is very bad at hiding it, since this is at least the second time
Cardi?
a teacher has caught one of these pages. The second chapter starts where the first one left off, with Luann and Lynn fighting and Lincoln and Lucy doing, stuff?
Hey! Is he awake, gang? Only I think he's awake. Oh. Yo, bro, I gotta pay my bills, gang. I'm watching, I'm not gonna lie, chat. I'm watching this video for charity work. Yo, chat, I'm not gonna lie, this video is charity work, gang. Oh my gosh, this video is charity work. Oh my gosh, bro. This video is 501c, gang. Yo, I could put this video as a tax write-off, gang. Yo, I'm not seeing nothing from this video, bro. Oh, we're gonna play this. We're gonna.
Aha, Lincoln, you are banging your sister. Lori, the older sister, stops the fight and tells Luann to go get ready because she has an appointment with her therapist. They go upstairs to get ready and the noise causes Lincoln and
That therapist needs to get fired. Somebody's not doing their job.
Lucy to stop doing the you-know-what in fear of getting caught. As Luann and Lori are about to leave for the appointment, Luann catches a glimpse of Lucy trying to sneak out of Lincoln's room, which doesn't make Luann happy.
No
And
worries,
considering
Gigi.
what happened to the last person who made her angry, I don't think that's a good sign for Lucy. Luckily for Lucy though, Luann doesn't have time to deal with her right now because she has an appointment with her therapist.
Also, I just can't get slimed out by anybody who's wearing braces. Like, I'm just saying, me personally, like, you gotta think about how your legacy look. 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 And somebody's posted up in my grave like this, and he got braces, you gotta think about how your legacy look. I would rather you have messed up teeth and slime me out than have braces. No cap, no cap. That's why anybody in the UK could slime me out. Yo, I'm playing, yo, oh my gosh, yo, I'm playing, yo. The joke was right there. Yo, I'm playing, I want no smoke with the Mondum. I want no smoke with the Mondum. I'm so sorry.
It's not her first therapy session. Matter of fact, by the look on her face, it seems she has been through a lot of them, and she definitely doesn't look forward to another one. Lori tries to cheer Luann up by saying,
Remember, Luann, this is to help you.
but Luann whispers.
I think it's too late for that.
As soon as she enters the office, she puts on a mask, a fake smile, and an energetic happy tune, probably to deceive the therapist into thinking she has slowly been getting better after all these meetings, even though we know that's not the case.
Man, I wish I knew a therapist to see if this was like a real thing and if they could catch on to this. Residential with another gifting! Dang, bro, you have been gifting for 2 days straight. Damn. Yo, thank you so much. And Live Laza is definitely going to enjoy that. Live Laza is going to enjoy that 100%. She be in here. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate you too, bro. That's love. Thank you so much, genuinely, gang.
The psychologist doesn't seem to fall for Luann's act. He knows Luann doesn't like the sessions, and he questions her about her weird behavior the last time they met.
I was quite concerned with how we left last time, Luann. You refused to engage. Would you like to talk about what happened?
Luann responds saying it was because she had seen an horror movie the night before the meeting, and that was the reason she was so quiet and down.
Oh, it was an horror movie, Doc. I saw it the night before. I guess it affected me more than I thought.
But what the doctor doesn't know is that the movie she mentioned is actually referring to a videotape she had recorded of Lincoln's room through her CCTV system. The comic shows us exactly what Luann had seen that night, and it was something really disturbing.
Just how does your brain think of this? Like, I'm thinking of like the natural processes of storytelling and imaginating and all that. How do you get here? How do you get here? It's gonna be weird.
The tape starts with Lincoln sleeping peacefully in his bed, but in the middle of the night, Lynn enters the room asking to sleep with Lincoln, using the excuse that Lucy was reading poems late at night. Lincoln agrees, but then she takes off her clothes, lays next to him, and they start doing very disturbing acts. Luann wanted to do something about it. Her anger was so uncontrollable that she started bleeding from her mouth, but ultimately she couldn't
Braces get you. I'm sorry, that's the last brace comment. Shout out everybody who got braces.
really do anything. The only thing she could do was watch.
First and foremost, Lincoln is a goer in this comment. Like, why is he going with everything, bro? Why is everybody in this comic weird? Why do people... Why are they loving on their siblings? Why are they monitoring their house? Why is everybody weird here? It's because of the nigga who's drawing it. That's right. I forget that we're not actually like going off of the character's lore. We're only going off of like the artist. Yo, the artist is a sicko, bro.
Meanwhile, Lucy and Lincoln are discussing some very important topics about their peculiar relationship. like how they would hide it from other people and how their babies would look like. Would they have white hair? Would they be blonde? Would they be significantly deformed because their genetic code is literally the same? Who knows, only time will tell. But the discussion is cut short as they start doing even more questionable activities.
One eternity later.
After many hours of sin and me bleaching my eyes, Lincoln and Lucy go downstairs to watch some cartoons, when suddenly someone knocks at the door. Lincoln opens it and it's the police.
Oh, for the dead body, that's right.
They found out about Lincoln's relationship with
no, not for what? Right.
some of his sisters, and after months of compiling evidence, they are here to arrest him. No, I'm just joking. The cops are actually there because Lynn broke the neighbor's window with a baseball. They still have no idea about
Residential with another son, thank you. Do y'all think Residential has a job? It's hilarious. Yo, Rez, thank you so much. Got another to Prince Merchant. Appreciate it. He's definitely gonna appreciate that. Thank you, Rez. Dang, bro, 2 days straight.
the atrocities happening inside
Thank you,
that
bro.
house.
I really appreciate it. Genuinely.
Sadly, Lynn pays for the window using Lincoln's money, which makes him
That's
crash
love.
out. But don't worry, Lincoln, she says she will pay you back later. Oh, so that's what she meant.
Stanley, he def makes more bread than you, bro. It's not even close. It's not even close. I don't. Either that or he either makes way more bread than me or he has astronomically less responsibilities than I do. Either way, the money that we have disposable is not the same. I'm not gonna lie.
Lincoln and Lynn get into a big discussion as Lincoln finally realizes that maybe dating not one but two of his sisters isn't such a great idea. Their discussion is interrupted by Lucy, and I might as well stop talking
The dude who made this is really a loser, bro.
about the comic here because there are only a few pages left and they don't tell us that much. In case you're wondering, the comic isn't finished and its future is kind of uncertain, mostly because of some mystery surrounding its creator. Since the comic's controversial release in
46,000 followers? I'm not gonna lie, FBI. Yo, right here, gang. Right there, bro. That's where you want to focus your searches on.
its creator. Since the comic's controversial release in 2016, its creator has taken a lot of breaks and hiatuses between page releases.
Oh shoot, Lemur! Oh wait, no, Residential. What? Yo, it's so much that I'm thinking it's other people. Residential to Lemur. Oh, Lemur actually gonna appreciate that. Lemur being here too, I'm not gonna lie. Residential, thank you so much, big dog. Yo, you have to save some money for yourself. I gotta figure out how to like pay you or something, bro. I gotta have to put this nigga on a jet. I don't know what I'm gonna do, bro. I just don't know how to show my gratitudeness in any other way, bro. Yo, thank you so much, Residential, bro. I appreciate you, bro, and you know that, bro. Thank you.
Over time, those breaks became significantly longer. To give you an idea, the first chapter had 44 pages and was released in mid-2016. The second chapter is harder to trace, but it was either released alongside the first one or a few months later in late 2016, and it had around 54 pages. Chapter 3 came out in early 2019 with only 13 pages, and Chapter 4 currently has 9 pages. Its development started sometime in 2022, but the publication of new pages has been extremely inconsistent, borderline uncertain. There are some somewhat recent tweets made by Jump mentioning the comic, even one where he posted finished pages for pages 10 and 11 from the 4th chapter in early 2024. And the occasion
15k views, 406 likes, 55 whatever those are. Yo, game.
publishes comic strips with similar content from the Loud House, which may or may not indicate his continued interest in this type of
Isn't the Loud House Disney or is that Nick? Which one is it? Is Loud House Disney or is it Nick?
content. One big piece
The
that is
bookmarks, I
most
didn't even
likely
see it.
correlated to all of this was Jump's arrest in late 2017. Not much is known
It's Nick. See, okay. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. If it was Disney, Disney would have had him sniped 3 years ago. Facts. If it was Disney or Nintendo, he would have been put in the pack. Facts. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Nick gotta get it on. Nick be letting niggas get away with that weird stuff too much. Nick be letting niggas. They had that 1 feet dude. Now they had this dude. Nick be letting niggas get away with too much. Disney and Nintendo would have had him somewhere in some back country getting offed right now.
About what actually happened, but what we know is that in October 2017, Jump Jump posted a sort of mini comic called Jump Jump's Last Message: The Dawn of a New Era. In this comic, Lincoln receives a letter from Jump Jump himself saying,
Dearest Lincoln, I must leave you. Why I cannot say.
Nick needs a new CEO. Nick needs a hitman. Nick needs an assassin. Residential went to Mr. Noodles. Residential, you're getting like all the day ones. Oh my gosh. Because Mr. Noodles be in here. You're getting all the day ones. I ain't gonna lie. Thank you so much, Rez. Nah, Rez getting all the day ones. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Rez. He's gifted 67. Rez, I'm not gonna say it. Yo,
but I'm
you're
going
crazy.
You cannot know. How I will get there, I haven't decided yet. But one thing I can tell you. Anytime I hear the wind blow, it will whisper the name Lincoln.
I'm sorry, but what the fuck is this message? Is this supposed to be some kind of love letter or what? Anyway, Lincoln goes to confront Jump Jump about this drastic decision, and he never really explains to him the reason why he's going to disappear, only saying that a few things had happened and they are hard to explain. A few months after posting this, Jump Jump would make an announcement on his now deleted Tumblr. The post title was, "So, you all wanna know why I disappeared and what happened to the Loud comic."
No.
In this post, he would clarify the reason why he was gone from October 2017 to January 2018. To put it short, basically Jump Jump is a British bloke in it, and in the UK there are some strict laws regarding on what you can draw and what you can't draw. According to Jump Jump's own account in the post, an anonymous user contacted authorities, falsely claiming that his Loud House fan art involved real children. This led to his arrest in October 2017, with police seizing his devices and social services temporarily removing his children from home. Yup, this guy is married, by the way. He described the ordeal as traumatic.
This nigga has a family. He has a family and that's what he's drawing.
Leading to mental health.
Residential, thank you. 68 is crazy. Another to Tim. Thank you so much, Residential. I appreciate you, Gengi. Oh my God, bro. He has a family, though.
Struggles, including 2 attempts to take his own life due to the stress.
Do one more and it'll be 69. Y'all so childish, bro.
However, on the last day of January, a court hearing ruled in his favor on the custody issue, with no evidence found to support the heinous claims made against him. The matter appears to have been resolved without formal charges or a conviction. After this, Jump Jump gradually returned online, resuming his work on the Loud House comic. The long hiatuses seem tied to...
And he did it. Residential with another 69 subs. Yo, that's crazy. Residential by himself has almost sent so much subs this month as I had in totality of subs last month. Single-handedly. The totality of subs that I had last month, Residential is closing in on it. I'm not gonna lie.
Personal matters, mental health recovery,
I think I ended last month. This is not a goal. I think I ended last month with like 103. And he's basically at 70.
Life priorities. As of 2026, he's still active, posting occasional sketches, but the comic's future remains uncertain, with no clear timeline for completion. So yeah, maybe he will finish it, maybe he won't. Honestly, I don't really know what else to say. Do you think he should have been arrested for creating this kind of disturbing content?
I think he has to have some type of repercussions. I really do. I really do. Like, oh my gosh, bro. I hate that people could use the art is up for interpretation type of thing. because at a certain point you just know what is wrong, and that shouldn't be something that somebody should be capable of both like drawing out and like allowing other people to see. Because even if you yourself, right, didn't think it was weird, the type of people that is being attracted to that is more than likely a weird individual themselves, and then you're enabling a horrible habit. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so even if, which by the way, you're drawing it, you definitely know what you're drawing. You even put the things on the letter. I'm telling you, you know what you're drawing, and you know that that's not right. That's why you have it on the thing. But even with that, it's like, even if you try to play ignorant to it, the things that you're enabling, you know that you're enabling it, and that in its own right is way more than enough of a reason to make somebody face some type of repercussions. Like, that's not something that should be able to run rampant at all.
You think otherwise? Well, regardless of what you think, just know this one thing. I love you, bye.
Love you too. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you click this video right here. That was a video, man. I promise this video is just as entertaining, if not more entertaining, than the video that we just watched together. Don't take my word for it. Take Big Bro YouTube's word for it. They're the ones who put it up there for y'all. And I'm going to catch you in the next one. With that being said, goodbye. Peace. Insanity. Insanity. Like, are you bypassing the law by drawing fictional children? Yeah, but it's still considered bad. Absolutely. Like, and bad is an understatement at that. Like, it's literally like detestable. They making me use vocab words I ain't even be using. Literally, just okay. I'm all out of words already. OD wanted to watch this one next. All right. Oh wait, no. Well, kids are one of the gifts on this planet. They're amazing balls of joy that need to be protected. But sometimes in life, they could also be some of the biggest inconveniences ever. And this is when cops have to arrest their children. I can't imagine being in this position, bro. If I was a cop and my kid did something illegal, no, he didn't. I ain't gonna lie. And that's why I make YouTube videos for a living.
Cops have to deal with all sorts of violent and horrifying criminals in their job. But what happens when it's their own children that they have to arrest?
Dad.
Oh my gosh. I'm not even joking. This is not for the react. I'm being so serious. This is not for a react. Just hearing her say dad with the rasp on her voice, and then he's saying just get in the car. Dead as I felt something in my heart just now. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
It's their own children that they have to arrest.
Dad.
Get in the car. You're arrested for DUI.
On the 28th of December 2022,
Wow.
a witness had observed a white vehicle strike a traffic light and then quickly drive off. A part of the vehicle's bumper had fallen off in the road after the hit. Around
Wow.
15 minutes after the call, police located the suspect's vehicle at a gas station across the road, but the driver was the last person they expected.
Come back from Applebee's?
Yeah, I had a drink.
Okay. How old are you?
21. My dad is
Listen, your bumper's in the road over there. Did you just hit that pole?
No, I promise you I did not.
No?
The very thing 21-year-old
Did it just fall out? What were you holding your bumper with? Scotch tape? What is she talking about? What is she talking about? I promise I did it. Your whole bumper's on the street. What do you mean you did it? What is it made out of? Paper mache? What do you mean? How else is your bumper on the street? Did the wind get it? What is he talking about? I promise I didn't. Yo, people gotta lie better. I'm not gonna lie, bro. People gotta lie better.
Teresa says
He
is
said,
that
at least use flex tape. You're stupid.
her dad is an officer with the local PD, possibly hoping that he'd come and get her out of the situation. But the cops at the scene are sure that things are way past that.
You left Applebee's.
Yeah, I left
With a
Applebee's.
You
Stay
cut
with-
through the plaza. You came out by Lowe's and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Did you hit the traffic pole that's right
No, I
there?
did not hit the traffic pole. This part was hanging off already. I hit a deer in.
Wrong button. This part was hanging off already. Come on, Gigi.
Pennsylvania, because I go to school in.
Do you smoke marijuana recreationally?
No, I do not smoke marijuana universally.
Universally, smoking marijuana isn't the only part of her story that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
She's saying that her bumper was already.
Does she like smoke marijuana like milk away-ly? Get it? Because she said universally, so like. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad.
Hanging off from an accident in Pennsylvania around 25 miles away, and it just happened to fall off right as another car identical to hers struck a traffic light. But Teresa has a trick up her sleeve that might just get her out of this. At least, that's what she hopes.
I hit a deer.
You see this?
I hit a deer before this. You can ask my dad.
This piece fell off at the traffic light that you hit, that you knocked over. 670. Do you have another unit?
No. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Yo. If anybody watches basketball, him holding up the bumper to the car is crazy. You know when Patrick Beverly held up the... Yo, Patrick Beverly. Hold on, camera. You know when Patrick Beverly saw LeBron get fouled and then he went and grabbed the camera off court to show the referee that the foul happened? No, this is literally the equivalent. No, this is literally the equivalent, bro.
113-107. Here's the play. At the end of regulation, LeBron James drives. They thought he was fouled. Lakers very upset.
Hey.
And as the teams went to the benches and before overtime started, Patrick Beverly comes out on the floor to Eric Lewis with a camera.
That's literally what just happened. That's literally what just happened with the bumper, bro. No, that's hilarious, gig. Yo, he's so funny for that.
You see this?
There's nothing that needs to make him do that, bro. That's hilarious.
Before this, you can ask my dad.
This piece fell off at the traffic light that you hit, that you knocked over. 670. Do you have another unit out with you?
You call my dad? He's a sheriff's officer.
All right, hang out.
Over the course of just a few minutes, Teresa brings up her dad over 5 times, obviously praying that he'll be able to find a way for her to get out of this. But before he can come to rescue her, the cops are starting to zero in on what really happened and begin to get at least some of the truth from Teresa.
Did you drive away because you're scared because you had maybe had one drink and you think you're drunk?
Yeah.
And you might get arrested, but you don't seem like you're drunk?
Ooh, there it is. Yo, if you're gonna lie, oh my gosh. There's this video where it was talking about people don't know how to debate anymore, right? Don't worry, I'm gonna bring it back. There's this video online where it's somebody talking about people don't know how to debate anymore. In a debate, you have your two sides. There's no conceding. You just have your points. It's no, I kind of see what you're talking about. It's my point is right. Here is why, right? It's an absolute stance. My problem with people in these videos is that they don't have an absolute stance. If you're gonna lie, lie. Stop all this wishy-washy. Yo, if you get there, deny, gang. Deny. No, like, just stay on your side of the story. What are you talking about? Yes. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Stick with the program.
Do you want to just tell the truth?
Yes, I'm telling you the
So when after Applebee's, did you hit a traffic pole? You can't miss it. It lights up. It's red, green, and yellow.
I hit a curb.
You see what I'm talking about? 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 What do you mean you hit a curb? You hit a deer! You hit a deer! What do you mean you hit a curb? You hit a deer! Oh my god, bro. Dang. Maybe it's because I've never been like intoxicated before. I don't know how like alcohol really gets you out your body. You get what I'm saying? And maybe that's why I don't know how like hard it is to stay on the story. Maybe like with alcohol in your system it's harder. You feel what I'm saying? Residential. Oh, you finally got somebody. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. DRQ. I don't know if I've ever seen him chat. I'm not gonna lie. Residential with another gifted sub. Thank you so much. I don't know if DRQ has ever typed to this chat. You watch him say something right now, like, bro, I'm always in here. Yo, my fault, DRFUR, bro. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Residential. So I just got this notification for your stream. Yo, I'm watching your Trey Rags. I appreciate that, family.
You hit a traffic signal.
Oh, I hit a curb.
Yeah, you went up the curb.
He knew?
You hit the traffic signal.
Word.
The traffic signal fell down, and you left.
I was texting. Can you
Okay.
just call my dad?
So now you're drunk, you hit the curb, you hit the light, and you were texting while driving? Oh my gosh, bro. Residential with another sub. Thank you so much, Rez. I appreciate you. Damn! Rez is not gonna... Rez might not stop for the whole stream. I'm not gonna lie. Don't worry, Rez. I'm gonna pull up how much I have, bro. I'm gonna let you know, bro. Don't even worry, bro. Yeah, see, I said it before you even set the chat up. Don't worry. I'm gonna pull it up after this video, bro. Don't even worry about it, bro. I'll let you know, bro.
He would tell you.
Well, here's the thing. Your dad, the sheriff's officer, wasn't driving your vehicle today.
In just this one short conversation, Teresa admits that she did hit something, that she's more intoxicated than they realized, and that she was texting while driving. 3 driving faults that can each come with their own punishment. So now that the truth has come out, the detectives decide to speak with her father, John. But it turns out he's not there to help her.
Hey, John, how are you? So your daughter hit a traffic wall. Go back there. Okay. Where's the damage on the car?
Okay, the damage on that on the car there, I think it was like the front right bumper.
John explains that Teresa did hit a deer earlier and that the damage was on the front right bumper, but it was nowhere near as serious as the damage the car was currently sustaining.
Can I come out? Are you guys out there?
That's up to you. I'll see if she wants you to come out, if she wants, you to drive her home.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Let me come out there and I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Thank you.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
It looks like Teresa isn't going to be getting the salvation she was.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, she almost got out of it. Like, genuinely, I think she almost got out of it. Did you? Yeah.
Hoping for from her dad, and just 5 minutes later, he arrives at the scene to talk with the cops.
What's up? So,
Infam J, appreciate the raid, family. Hope you had an amazing stream, my guy. Hope you had an amazing stream, family. Thank you so much.
what she's saying, like, and where the damage was and everything, doesn't really make too much sense. So, tried to get some more information out of her, but
W rate for sure.
And then that piece of bumper there. So, for the other one, was it just like the bumper wasn't hanging like that?
Yeah, no. So what it was is basically this was intact.
Okay.
This piece was missing, and the scratches here. That's all from a deer that she.
You just gifted him a sub for rating? Yo, Res. Yo, you're hilarious, bro. Yo, you're hilarious, bro. Yo, thank you so much, Residential. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. Nah, she dead moving like Bam out of bottle. You're hilarious, you.
Who's your officers? So right now, this is going to be my call. Okay. Coming out.
Okay, gotcha.
He's going to be providing all the details.
Okay, who's your supervisor? Not that much, dude. I'm just asking.
The cops who were first at the scene almost seem as though they're expecting John to try and make excuses for his daughter, and get extra nervous when he asks who their supervisor is. Obviously, there are countless examples of corruption where officers, especially those in the higher ranks, are able to use their power to prevent their family from getting into trouble.
Yeah.
However, the officers quickly realize all he's trying to do is gather all the information on the incident so he can make a fair assessment himself. This quickly becomes evident as he checks his text messages from her to try and create a timeline of events.
I just want to show you this so you can see it. You home 10:39. What do you think? Time do you think that initial call came? Because she probably hit it and was like, "Dad, what the fuck do I do?"
Somewhere between 10:45 and 11.
See, like, I'm happy that there's no corruption, but if I'm her and you're my dad, I'm hot. But, like, I'm happy that there's not corruption because realistically, things like this could really deter a person's life from continuing to do this. Like, I'm grateful that she ended up hitting a pole and this is happening to her rather than her hitting a family and this is happening to her. You get what I'm saying? So I am happy, like, that this is, like, if he's taking, like, the proper right to arrest her, that's great. But on the flip side, if I'm the daughter, though, I'm so mad at my pops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm probably in the moment. I don't really understand why he not on my side. Like, okay, I learned my lesson. Da, 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 da. But reality is like, no, you need to learn your lesson. So I'm not going to say you right here.
That's about right.
When we're talking to her, she wasn't telling us what she said all.
I mean, lying to she knows better. I'm a cop. She knows not to do that. Well, maybe she didn't even. Do you think she? I'm not. I'm saying she didn't lie.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to be very clear about that. But she might not even look at the freaking car to see if there's any difference.
However, despite John's willingness to help the officers out, the sergeant at the
Residential with another song. Thank you so much, Residential. I appreciate that, family. To real MGO, I know he gonna enjoy that. Thank you so much.
scene asks him not to get involved, so to guarantee the integrity of the investigation. So far, everything other than Teresa's conduct has been perfect and is a great example of proper policing. So, it's back to focusing on what Teresa had mentioned earlier. She says she'd only had one drink at Applebee's, but it's starting to seem as though she may be a little more drunk than they realized. Suspicions
Come on, bruh. Everybody know Applebee's drinks don't do you like that. You know that John 95% water. I don't know. I'm just talking. Are Applebee's, does different places have different, like, trustworthiness in their alcohol? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for example, if I go to, like, this fine establishment, even, like, let's say it's the same bottle of, like, I don't know, Don Julio. I don't know alcohol gang. Let's say it's the same bottles of Don Julio. Applebee's will put water in their Don Julio because they're Applebee's. So, like, they could get more Don out of it. Versus, like, I don't know, Roof Chris is gonna make sure it's 100% Don because it's Roof Chris. Is that, like, a thing? Is that, like, a thing or no? No? Yeah? I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know. The fuck is in Applebee's. Okay. We got a rich nigga in the chat. My fault, Laza.
that were only confirmed after some field sobriety tests.
Depends on who made it and where you went. Okay, type shit.
And everything that happened today, right? I don't think that you were okay to take me out there from the vehicle.
Dad!
So,
Dad!
You got okay?
Dad! Where's my dad?
Oh, your dad's right over here. Alright.
You can stop with this shit in the car.
Okay,
You're arrested for DUI. Go ahead.
Have a seat.
After being forced into the police vehicle by her own dad, Teresa was driven to the police station where her blood alcohol level was tested. It came back as 0.17%, over twice the legal limit. As of this upload, Teresa is still awaiting her penalty, but has been issued a court summons for driving under the influence, reckless driving, and failure to report a car accident. Teresa's dad followed protocol perfectly, but Kenneth Adams' dad did the exact opposite when he tried to abuse his power as a commissioner to try and save his son from prison.
Tell me who I called to find out why he's in jail. You want me to sue the son of a county sheriff?
In November 2022, Kenneth Adams was pulled over for running a stop.
County sheriff?
In November 2022.
Wow, in Puerto Rico, we have never seen no Puerto Rico on here. I'm not gonna lie. This is the first time Puerto Rico made the list.
Kenneth Adams was pulled over for running a stop sign. But as it turns out, Kenneth was in much more trouble than he realized.
How's it going? Good. What did I do wrong? Good. So the reason I stopped you, you didn't come to complete the stop sign? I did. And then you didn't have your turn signal on.
I sure did.
Okay.
I know for a fact I had my turn signal on.
Okay.
That's why I was surprised you were pulling me over, but whatever.
The officer then took his license and ran it through the system, where he would discover Kenneth had a warrant out for burglary and theft of a vehicle. All of a sudden, Kenneth...
Yeah, I know it's a U.S. territory. I just never seen, like, them in a video.
Kenneth becomes defensive and refuses to exit the vehicle.
Can I get you to step out of the vehicle with me?
What are you doing? No, what's going on? Seriously, what's going on?
You have a warrant.
How do I have a warrant?
I don't know how you have a warrant, but it's on our system right now. You have an active warrant out of 7th District Court here in San Juan.
I've gone to, no, that's incorrect.
Okay,
I've gone
well, it's on our system right now.
Well,
I'm not going to argue with you about it. You're going to go to jail tonight on that warrant, okay?
No, I'm not. Dude, this is absurd.
That is actually insane news to find out. I'm not going to lie. If he did it, like, I don't know what the complications are, but dang, imagine you actually already went and you still...
Adams, you do have an active warrant for your arrest.
And, who issued the warrant, though?
The court's have it issued.
For what, though? Because I've gone to court for everything. There should not be an active warrant for me anywhere, dude.
Kenneth claims that he's already been to court for his previous crimes, but the warrant still calls for his arrest. For the majority of smaller cases, the suspect is tasked with turning in the documents that prove that they've been to court and completing any classes they were made to attend by the judge. Without those documents, the court cannot confirm they attended anything. So when Kenneth forgot to turn his in, the warrant remained open, and the police had no way to tell that he had in fact been to court.
Issued October 13th.
That sucks. Oh my gosh, that sucks.
For what?
Has some felony charges, burglary charges.
Dude, I've been to court for that. No, I've been to court for that.
You want to know the charges?
Yeah, I do.
So it has 2 burglary charges listed, a theft charge, mischief.
That's on my old case.
3 charges of burglary of a vehicle, and criminal trespass.
Yeah, why is that floating up now?
Kenneth was taken away to the station, but this is when his father, Bruce Adams, turned up, who turned out to be the county commissioner for the local area. How convenient for Kenneth. Immediately after arriving at the scene, Bruce demanded to know what was going on and quickly started to show signs of corruption.
I'm not gonna lie, I could not the corruption part. I could understand this because he probably really did think that he did everything to not be like in the thing, and then the dad probably like, no, I see my son do these things and stuff like that. So like I could understand why there's so much conflict ahead of time. Not the corruption part. I don't know, not that part.
Where's Kenneth?
He's in jail. They took him.
You already took him to jail?
They took him to jail, and I stayed here with the car.
Why?
For a warrant.
Who do I call to find out?
Find out the warrant?
You're a police officer. Tell me who I called to find out why he's in jail.
I gotta be careful with this stuff, Bruce. You understand that? Okay. That's the warrant. Okay, so it says warrant status active, offense burglary, theft, criminal mischief, burglary of a vehicle, burglary of a vehicle.
He's already been to court over that.
You saw the warrant right there. I showed you the warrant.
He's been charged with that, and he has a plea in abeyance on all of it.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to turn him loose.
I can't turn him loose, Bruce.
Who can?
Nobody can. He's been arrested for a warrant. The courts can.
And the warrant's false.
Huh? The warrant's not false.
You want me to sue the son of a county sheriff because he arrested my kid on a...
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do here. Because, like, I know the dude already explained it. Yo, if you didn't turn in the papers or if you don't have the papers on you, we don't know that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, so I don't know what to do. Because literally, in both cases, they're actually right. There's just a nuanced thing that happened that's making the dad and the son wrong. Whereas, like, he did do the court thing and he did serve it. So technically, he shouldn't be arrested. But on a technicality, even though he did it as a police officer and he already did it and served it, we have no way to know because he never turned that in. Only y'all know that, even if he did do it. So it's like, I have to take him in because y'all didn't turn those papers in. But I'm just on some like, yo, just give him, like, just turn the papers in tomorrow. You feel me?
False warrant?
The warrant's right there.
Bruce is obviously trying to
Discord head mod versus moderator is hilarious. Cool.
Use his position and influence the commissioner to try and save his son from the law. But luckily, this officer stands his ground and refuses to cave in. Eventually, though, Kenneth was released from jail, the warrant was withdrawn, and no further action was taken against Bruce. But the officers that arrested this law student weren't as lucky.
I promise you, I didn't do anything.
Marion Humphrey Jr., son of retired county judge Marion Humphrey Sr., was pulled over after an officer allegedly witnessed him driving dangerously. Footage shows him swerving slightly after missing his exit. Marion is lit up by the officer and pulled over. He's then told the officer witnessed him nearly wreck his car and is suspected of dangerous driving.
When did you rent the car? Yesterday. You gotta take it, turn it back in a Fayetteville? Pick it up in Fayetteville? I'm sorry, sir. What's it? I'm trying to figure out that. You have probable cause. Yeah, because you're super nervous, so I'm trying to figure out why you're so nervous.
Being a law student, Marion asks if the officer has probable cause for pulling him over. The officer struggles to give a good answer before
Yeah, they're talking about why am I nervous? Like, what are you talking about? I have never not been nervous. What are you talking about? Even if it's not like a scared nervous, it's a I don't know if I make it home tonight nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? Why am I nervous? What are you talking about?
claiming Marion seems super nervous. First of all, being nervous isn't a crime, and isn't evidence towards a crime either. And secondly, Marion...
I hate when a cop asks me why I'm nervous.
Marion actually carries himself incredibly well in this situation. He complies with the officer's requests, asks why he's being pulled over, and why he's being held. He even calls his dad to listen in on the entire arrest, something the officer clearly didn't like, as he then asks to search Marion's U-Haul.
If I bring a dog, is it going to hurt anything?
Yeah, no, it's not going to hurt anything. I promise you. I honestly just don't want to get shot. Yeah, that's all, and I'm sorry about that. It happens. I know it happens. Honestly, I don't want you to bring a dog because I don't think that's fair to me as a citizen, as someone who, if the only thing I did was kind of, like, I did not almost wreck my car.
If you don't want to bring a dog, just let me look in here real quick and I'll get you down the road. I don't have to bring a dog.
I just think that's so invasive of my rights, but you can listen here if you like to.
Marion does an extremely good job of eloquently...
He's doing a fantastic... Oh my gosh, this started off with him in handcuffs. Like, I think the teaser of this showed him in handcuffs. How does this escalate to handcuffs? He's doing a great job.
Showing how terrifying it can be to be stopped by the police while maintaining a calm and respectful tone with the officer the whole time. But regardless, Marion is placed in handcuffs for over an hour while the cops search his vehicle with a dog.
Wow.
According to the officer, the dog smelled narcotics and alerted the officers.
Nah, it didn't smell no narcotics. But it don't take a dog no hour to smell narcotics.
Before even entering the U-Haul.
The dog alerted on narcotics in the vehicle, so I detained him and he's in the back car while I searched the vehicle. But he didn't wreck his truck. No, but he almost did, so that's probably cause of stop.
Daddy, he's arresting me. He's arresting me.
Give me your other hand.
He's arresting me, Daddy. There's nothing in that vehicle. I promise you.
Okay, come here.
I didn't do anything.
Predictably, the cops find nothing in the vehicle. Marion has since opened up a lawsuit against the...
Yeah, just literally wasting my time and giving me emotional trauma for no reason. The whole time, like literally wasting my time and providing me trauma on a silver platter. The whole time. Oh my goodness.
Officers claiming they violated his 4th and 14th Amendment rights.
Absolutely.
As of this video's upload, the case is still ongoing.
Of course they're gonna drag it. That is crazy, bro. Well, if you guys enjoyed that video, make sure to click this video right here. It's just as entertaining as the video that we just watched together. Don't take my word on it. Take Big Bro YouTube's word on it. They're the ones who recommended it for you, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. With that being said, goodbye. Peace. That's crazy, gang. Okay, I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick. Real quick. 1 second. I'm back. Hey. Yo, will we take over chat now? What does that mean? I don't even know what the option is. What's good, Rez? Which one? SXY and Stan's crib merch hour. What is it? What are these polls? Oh, SXY Stan's crib blue merch drop Stan's 24-hour stream. Which ones will happen first? Definitely Definitely one of them. Definitely one of them. You know what I mean? Definitely one of them. Stan, can I post the vid of you subbing to me? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely you can. What? Absolutely you can. Okay, I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna grab one more thing. Sorry. I'm gonna grab some chapstick. Ooh. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can I snooze and miss the moment? You just too important. Nobody do body like you do. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can I snooze and miss the moment? You just too important. Nobody like you do. You do. And I dropped out at you. I said I always. When I'm by my vision, me, I'll be your main one. Okay. You ain't high shit, yeah. Smashing grass shit, yeah. Nasty habits get a hold when you're not here. I'm alone when you're not here. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. My fault, my fault. Clout is a drug that cannot be measured, and fame is the catalyst. And today we're gonna find people who have unfortunately succumbed to that. This is influencers who died trying to go viral. So sad. Condolences to everybody that's a part of this video. Let's get into it. Let's go.
On the 8th of November 2017, Chinese daredevil Wu Yangning climbed the 62-story Huayuanhua Center building in Changsha, China to record another one of his roof-topping challenge videos, not knowing that this one was going to be his last. Wu started his career working as a film extra and stuntman for low-budget productions, trying to break into
Oh my gosh, I thought he was gonna land right there, bro. I don't know how people do parkour, bro.
The entertainment industry. Unfortunately, while he was good at his job, he struggled to earn a living from these jobs, forcing him to look elsewhere. So he turned to the internet.
No, one of the things that's crazy is like your passion and dreams not aligning with the amount of income that you need to survive. Like, I know, like, that's like, I feel like that's first world problems because, you know, in another life, you don't even get to chase what your dream is. But like, or is that first world? Third world? No, first world. Like, problems, but dang, man, is that such a like sad like reality is where like the thing that you love to do doesn't match with like the lifestyle that you like would love to have.
And started posting daredevil roof-topping videos on Chinese platforms like Huashan and Weibo. Roof-topping, for those who don't know, is an extreme form of urban exploration. Participants climb on top of tall structures like skyscrapers, bridges, and cranes and record themselves.
Mind you, Spider-Man does this for free.
Doing dangerous stunts around the edges, usually without any safety equipment like a harness or a safety net. The draw of these videos lies in the
show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you even think about when you're falling from here? Like, for the first couple of seconds, you're thinking how you could save yourself. For the next 10 seconds, you know that there's no, you mean? Are you bracing for it? I don't even know if you think about anything.
The constant, ever-present risk that a single slip or misstep could be fatal. But Wu needed to stand out if he wanted to make a career out of it.
Woody was ahead of his time with this fit, though. I ain't gonna lie, this fit tight hard. Nah, denim on the hat, and then denim with the shorts, and then I'm messing with the skater vibe. He was ahead of his time, though.
So he took things a step further. Instead of just posting videos about sitting or standing close to the edges, Wu posted stunts like riding a Segway right up to the edge, hanging from the ledges, and doing pull-ups until he was close to muscle failure. This allowed him to gain an audience from the get-go, giving him the confidence to continue down this path.
But you know what this is, though? You know the dude who climbed that building with the chalk outside with no safety equipment? I don't even know what the building was. Was it the Burj Khalifa? I got no idea, gay. But he was saying that, or they were saying that one of the reasons he's fundamentally able to do that is because his brain lacks the part for it to have fear. Like whatever part of your brain that like stimulates when fear is involved, he either doesn't have it or it's underdeveloped, one of the two. This dude was probably very similar to that.
Over the years, he posted more than 500 videos and live streams to various platforms and managed to earn over 1 million followers on Weibo alone. These videos also earned him close to $83,000, making this his full-time career.
Wow.
Doing these crazy stunts allowed him to earn a better life for himself and his loved ones. There was just one massive problem. Creating viral stunts for an online audience means the creator can never slow down. Each video has to be crazier than the last one, or the audience becomes bored and moves on, leaving them without an income. However, the crazier the stunt is, the more likely it is to turn lethal. Sadly, that's exactly what happened with Wu in November 2017. He came across a competition promising $15,000 to the video that went the most viral. Wu needed this money to pay for his mother's medical expenses and wanted to...
Oh my gosh, he has an anime backstory, bro. Holy, that's so sad. That's so sad. That's so sad. That's so sad. Oh my God. It's sad that he passed away. Imagine what that did to his mom. Indirectly, like as a parent, I would genuinely imagine that the mom could feel like she killed her son. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, bro. That's just a pain that I would never want to put nobody through. And imagine if he's thinking about that on the way down. Yo.
Save the rest for his wedding. So, on the morning of November 8th, he climbed to the roof of the Huayuanhua Center building to film the most jaw-dropping stunt yet. Most people aren't allowed to climb to the very top of these buildings, so Wu likely had to free climb his way from the outside as well, adding life-threatening risk to this challenge before the camera even began rolling. After reaching the roof, he set up his tripod and began recording, and started lowering himself over the edge. First the right leg, and a few seconds later, the left. However, instantly something was not right. He looked like he was struggling to hang on and had to readjust his grip multiple times. He was potentially already exhausted from the free climb to the top, but he didn't really have the time to rest before someone from the building management might notice.
Bro, my heart rate is going up, and I know what's gonna happen, and my heart rate's actually going up. Damn. Like, I'm watching this game, and my heart rate is literally going up. Oh my gosh.
Him and escort him back down. So he went ahead with the stunt anyway, proceeding to do the pull-ups he was most well known for. The plan was to pull himself back up to safety after the third pull-up. He'd done the same dozens of times in the past. Unfortunately, things did not go as planned. The video showed him struggling to pull himself back over the edge after the third pull-up. He tried to use his feet, but the side of the building was too slippery to generate any traction. Wu kept trying, until his grip failed, sending him plunging 45 feet onto a lower terrace below. He did not survive this fall, and since he was completely alone when trying to record this video, no one knew what happened to him right away. His girlfriend filed a missing person report when he didn't return home, but it wasn't until the next day that a window cleaner discovered his remains. Wu wanted a better life for himself and his loved ones. Sadly, the risk he took for this viral stunt cost him everything. On the night of February 5th, 2021, the Urban Air Trampoline Park in Hermitage, Tennessee was filled to the brim with families and friend groups.
A trampoline park? Like a birthday? Like, we talking about slam ball trampoline?
Was looking to enjoy the weekend night. However, on this night specifically, this would not last long. As one of the friend groups at the park was walking out into the parking lot, they saw a man running at them with a massive butcher knife in his hand. This was 20-year-old Timothy Wilkes. An upstanding and hardworking person who was just a month away from graduating as an HVAC technician. His future looked bright. However, Timothy's primary interest was in something else. He watched a lot of prank channels on YouTube and wanted to go viral with a prank of his own. More specifically, he wanted to—
They're fake! The pranks are fake! Yo, for anybody who was stuck in the genjutsu, yo, every YouTube video that you saw in 2018, 2020 down that were a prank, they were fake! They're fake! Don't go do them, they're fake. If you want to do it, hire an actor. Hire an actor. Everything I don't even know what I don't even know if prank channels exist anymore, gang. Yo, any YouTube video that you saw that was a prank, 2020, whatever, 2018, they're fake, gang.
Film a fake robbery prank.
Oh
where he
my
records himself
gosh, this nigga was watching FouseyTube and thought that shit was real. Nigga, oh my goodness,
to
bro.
rob someone and then uploading their reaction to the internet. But an important thing about almost all of these prank videos that he was watching on YouTube is that they were staged. 9 times. Times out of 10, the person being pranked already knows about the whole thing and is only acting terrified for the camera. Timothy either didn't know this creep.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat said water. He said breaking news, water was found in the ocean. Y'all are dumb, bro. That was you? Yo, you're stupid, bro. Yeah, that was so freaking funny.
Crucial detail, or he knew but wanted to make his prank more authentic. So, on the 5th of February 2021, at around 9:25 p.m., he lunged at a group of friends with a knife in his hand. The plan was to scare them and then reveal that it was a prank before things got out of hand. What Timothy didn't know was that one of the people in this group, 23-year-old David Starnes Jr., was carrying a concealed firearm. From David's perspective, Timothy was a random man charging at him and his friends with a knife. In a split-second decision, David drew his firearm and opened fire, hitting Timothy once. Unfortunately, this one shot proved lethal, resulting in Timothy passing away before any help could arrive.
Wow, and you know it wasn't even nothing like crazier beyond like I'm trying to protect myself. You know how much like restraint it takes somebody to let off one shot? Like that person was really just like and worried for his life. He did not want to kill nobody. That person is probably just as scarred at the fact that he had to take somebody's life away as he was that he was getting attacked that night. No cap, bro. That's crazy, bro.
David stayed at the scene until the police arrived and explained everything that had happened. He was detained at the time, but the police released him later as his actions were deemed self-defense.
Yeah, it's for sure self-defense.
On June 26, 2017, 20-year-old YouTuber Mona Lisa Prez made a post on Twitter stating, "Me and Pedro are probably going to..."
How did it go? Mona Lisa open the back door. No, if I listen to it for like 4 seconds, I'll know it. Hold on, bruh. Yeah. Wait. Hold on. I know a bitch named Liz. He said as a kid gonna tell her that it is, but I tell her that I tell her how it feels, and they just tell me, and I be y'all ears, and then I go tell people, and they be y'all this. I can't remember it. I promise. You know when like a song plays, you know the whole song, but if you... That's what's happening to me right now. I promise I know Mona Lisa front to back. I promise I know Mona Lisa front to back. I'm being holed right now, bro. Watch out, bro. I was gonna do the high-pitched voice part and everything. Yeah, that's bad Rex for me.
Shoot one of the most dangerous videos ever. His idea, not mine. At first glance, this sounded like a severe exaggeration meant to drum up hype for our upcoming video, when in reality, calling it the most dangerous video ever was still an understatement for the...
I'm gonna start stream with Mona Lisa tomorrow. Word for word.
Tragedy that was about to unfold just 3 hours later. The lead up to this incident started back in November 2016 when Mona Lisa and her boyfriend Pedro decided to start a family channel together
I'm only streaming once today.
Mona Lisa and Fam. This channel mostly consisted of vlogs of the two of them doing various challenges and going on adventures together. Normal, inoffensive family channel content. And while none of these videos went viral, they were still gaining consistent views, allowing the couple to gain thousands of subscribers by mid-2017. However, Pedro wanted to take his online career to the next level. The plan was to create a new channel called Damn It Boy, featuring daring stunts unlike anything the internet had seen before.
I promise you could have just made a cooking channel. I promise you could have made a cooking channel, home tours, a hobby channel, DIYs, tech channel. And like, bro, I promise there's so much other avenues, man.
He even had
even long term, brands don't even want to put their brand behind that because you're a liability. They don't want to associate their brand with you because they're gonna look at you and think that you're trying to inspire people to be dangerous when most companies are trying to inspire people to be like safe. So even like in the long run, that's not a good business scheme.
Clear vision for the direction of this content.
Everything I'm gonna be showing you guys on my channel, you guys are gonna be saying, "Damn it, boy."
But unlike his family channel that was growing at a steady pace, Pedro wanted this channel to have good momentum from the get-go. He wanted his first video to go mega viral, and to do that, he wanted to upload the most dangerous and death-defying stunt he could think of. So after much deliberation, this was the idea he came up with.
The point of this video is, I really just want to see if a .50 caliber bullet can go through a book. So, the ultimate test to see if this .50 caliber bullet will go through a book is, I'm just not going to just set it and just shoot it. No. I'm going to stand behind it. And Mona Lisa is going to shoot it.
Mona Lisa was strongly opposed to this plan, but after nearly 2 months of back and forth, he managed to convince her that it could work. So on the 26th of June 2017, at roughly 8 p.m., Pedro did exactly what he planned. He set up the camera in the backyard of their home in Houston, Minnesota, held up the book in front of him, and told Mona Lisa to shoot. Unfortunately for Pedro, the thick encyclopedia he chose for the stunt proved completely ineffective. The high-caliber bullet went straight through the book and his body. By the time help arrived, it was already too late. Pedro passed away in front of 30 witnesses from around the neighborhood who came running after hearing the gunshot, including his 3-year-old daughter.
Oh!
What made this situation even more heartbreaking was the fact that Mona Lisa was also pregnant with their second child.
And then how do you tell your kids about that? And then how do you tell your kids about that? Mom, why does everybody have a dad and I don't? Where's our dad? That's crazy, bro.
Mona Lisa was also pregnant with their second child. She was taken into custody and later pleaded guilty to second-degree manslaughter. However, the court understood her tragic situation and sentenced her to only 6 months in prison rather than the up to 15-year sentence that
I don't even think. I'm surprised they even gave her prison time. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think she deserved no prison time for that.
second-degree manslaughter usually carries. Dmitry Nuyanzin spent a decade building his reputation as a personal trainer and fitness coach in Russia. Over the years, he trained many elite athletes in person while also posting online guides and tips under the name Dmitry Fit for his more than 40,000 followers.
Okay.
The most notable aspect of Dmitry's content, however, was his dedication to authenticity. He followed the same program he taught to demonstrate firsthand its effectiveness. What he never anticipated was that his readiness to put himself on the line would ultimately cost him everything.
Like how?
It began in September 2025 when Dmitry announced a challenge to deliberately gain at least 55 pounds or 25 kilograms and then lose it all using his own training and dietary regimen. He also put a roughly $100 reward for any viewer who could lose 10% of their body weight by the end of 2025. In a post promoting this challenge, Dimitri wrote, "Friends, my weight loss course is starting soon, where you can win cool prizes and most importantly build a beautiful body, learn how to eat, and have fun." Things were progressing smoothly. However, there was just one major hurdle standing in his way. Gaining over 50 pounds in such a short time wasn't going to be easy. So, to stay competitive in his own challenge, Dimitri put himself on a crash diet of over 10,000 calories a day. For some context, most adult men with his build need somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 calories to maintain their weight. He would post videos eating mountains of calorie-dense foods with lots of sugars and fat, and this worked just as expected. By November 18th, he weighed 230 pounds or 105 kilos and was rapidly approaching his goal. Unfortunately, the challenge came to an abrupt stop just a few days after he posted this video. Friends reported Dimitri missing training sessions, claiming that he wasn't feeling well and that he needed to see a doctor. But before he could make an appointment, Dimitri passed away from cardiac arrest in his sleep at just 30 years old. The 10,000 calorie diet overtaxed his body.
Just a complete shock to his body, bro. You gotta imagine, your body's used to living in one way for so long, healthily. Then one day it's just death-defyingly out of shape. That has to be the quickest shock to your body ever. I can't even imagine what his internal system was thinking. What's good, Tax?
A sudden, catastrophic collapse. On July 15, 2024, Indian travel influencer Anvi Kandar, known online as the Global Journal, posted a list of her top places to visit in the country, not knowing that this would become the last time her nearly 300,000 fans would see her alive. She had been posting content on the internet since 2016 and had become a very trusted travel vlogger. Anvi visited nearly every corner of her country, highlighted underrated destination spots, and made it a point to spread positivity through her content. However, this effort was cut short just a day after she posted this video. She was visiting the Kumbi waterfall on July 16th, located around 80 miles from Mumbai. The ground surrounding the 178-foot waterfall was wet and slippery. Anvi was being very cautious, as this wasn't her first time visiting such a place. But while trying to line up a better shot of the waterfall for her content, she accidentally took one wrong step, resulting in her losing her balance and falling down a 350-foot deep ravine. The sheer depth, combined with the dense foliage,
Bro, that is the most terrifying thing that could happen. Oh my gosh. And most of these other cases where somebody is losing their life, YXL Raleigh, appreciate it. Appreciate the first time chat. What's good, family? Welcome to the community. And most of these other cases is literally them putting themselves. Yo, that is so sad.
Which made it impossible to.
That's just a free accident, absolutely.
Even see her from the top. The rocky, slippery terrain also prevented anyone from rushing to her rescue. When rescuers arrived, 6 of them rappelled down using ropes, while 50 others assisted them from the top. Despite the massive operation, it still took 6 hours to rescue Anvi from this ravine. However, they would get some good news. She was severely injured, but was still breathing. Rescuers rushed her to the nearest hospital.
Yo, the fact that she was alive 6 hours after falling 300 feet? Yo, that's crazy.
Unfortunately, Anvi had almost no strength left in her body and sadly passed away shortly after arriving at the hospital, leaving her once active Instagram account completely abandoned.
Wow. That's sad.
Castilla-La Mancha is the tallest—
There's more! How long is this video?
—bridge in all of Spain, making it a somewhat popular destination for thrill seekers. Many daredevils have climbed to its top in the past, and 24-year-old British influencer Lewis Stevenson was attempting to do the same. Lewis was a rooftopper that made a name for himself posting breathtaking pictures of his many different climbs to his Instagram account. He arrived at the bridge on the morning of October 13, 2024 with one of his friends and began climbing. His friend went ahead and Lewis followed. It was a brutal, monotonous climb. Thankfully, things started off as expected, with the two steadily making their way up the service ladder and nearly reaching the top. But before they could reach the safe platform up top, tragedy struck. It's unclear what exactly happened. The damp weather may have made a step dangerously slippery, or Lewis might have simply missed a step and stumbled. In either case, the outcome was the same. Lewis lost his grip and plummeted over 630 feet back to the base of the climb. His friends called the authorities immediately. Unfortunately, by the time they reached Lewis, he'd already passed away from the impact.
600
the climb,
feet?
which was meant to be a crowning achievement, instead it became his final act.
$600 feet. That's 100 Mies.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yes. 60 Mies. That's 60 Mies. It really is about 50. 6 times 100 is 600. It's 100 Mies. So it's really like 88 Mies. It's really like 88 Mies, I'm not gonna lie. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you click this video right here. It's just as entertaining as the video that we just watched together. Don't take my word for it. Take YouTube's word for it. They're the ones that recommended it for you. With that being said, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Peace. Stan math. If you're 6 foot, I'm a giraffe. What does that mean? You don't believe I'm 6 foot? I'm not 6 foot. Nah, see, this is the new niggas in chat, bro. I just look like a short nigga. No. Shout out my short niggas, though. He's calling you short. You know, in life, somebody's always going to be taller than you.
Yeah.
No, that's not. In life, there's always going to be somebody out there who has more money. Someone who's more tall, more successful. Not more handsome though, but there's always gonna be somebody in life where they're just, feel me? And shout out that nigga. I didn't have nowhere to take the motivation. Okay, so that's 3, and then we have 3 left. Where's this one? Okay, we don't need that one. That's Patrick. I'm so confused. This is that. Okay. Oh, okay. Yo, Alvin, what's good, family? Wait, guys, he might be the birthday. Okay. All right, ready? 3, 2. Let me wipe my nose first. I feel like this day and age, we're exposed to more cartoons than ever. We have the funny stuff. We have this funny stuff with good storylines. We have story heavy. And then we got things like Invincible that's like extremely gruesome. But between all of that is cartoons that we don't talk about. And this is what we're talking about today. This is cartoon episodes banned for controversial reasons. This is by Visual Ventures. Welcome back to Stanley Live. Happy to have you here. Let's get into it. Let's go.
What happens when a cartoon causes panic, outrage, or even medical emergencies? It gets banned. Today we'll look at cartoon episodes banned for being too controversial. My goal this year is to give you guys double the amount of videos that I upload for you guys.
Shout out
some
Visual.
content.
Shout out Visual.
So you do this on Visual Venture. In 2004, Peppa Pig released an episode called Mr. Skinny Legs.
Peppa Pig? That's what we starting at?
Kids loved it, but when parents saw it, they panicked because that episode told kids to do something that could be deadly. And this wasn't a small issue. Peppa Pig was influencing millions of children. Its official channel has over 40 million subscribers.
Damn! Are they looking for animators? I'm in the wrong niche, bro.
It also has 30 billion views across 8,000 videos. So you can imagine how many kids watch it. Peppa Pig was made for preschoolers, and these kids are still learning how the world works. That means kids don't just watch Peppa, they copy her. So what dangerous lesson did this episode teach? In this episode, George finds a spider in the bathroom instead of running away.
It's so crazy that we went from like Peppa Pig teaching like young children like what not to do, and now instead of Peppa Pig, we got Rakai. We got Rakai, and that's who they're watching to realize what they should and shouldn't do.
The way he picks it up.
George likes the spider. The spider likes George.
Okay.
George shows the spider to Peppa, but when she sees it, she panics.
You have to help me with the tea party.
What's wrong with my nigga Rakai? Shout out Rakai. Rakai's fire. As an influence for a toddler, that's a rocky foundation. That's rocky foundational pieces.
Eventually, Daddy Pig comes to calm Peppa down. He calmly explains that spiders are very, very small and can't hurt you. So instead of getting rid of the spider, he encourages Peppa to befriend it. By the end of the episode, Peppa is about to have a tea party with the spider.
Mummy, Daddy, sit down. We are all going to have tea with Mr. Skinny Legs.
The message is straightforward. Kids shouldn't be scared of spiders because spiders are harmless. For most of the world, it was a reasonable
What
lesson.
are they about to do? Like drink the venom or something? Like
But in Australia, it was unacceptable because Australian spiders aren't just scary, they're deadly. Australia reports over 2,000 serious spider incidents.
Wow, they are actually like about to drink the venom. Holy pull.
Every year. Some of the world's most poisonous spiders live there. One bite from the wrong one can end a person in minutes. Telling kids to treat spiders like friends in this case was a very bad idea. Luckily, parents in Australia noticed the episode quickly. They went on a campaign to get it banned. Australia's public broadcasters, ABC and Nick Jr. were the first to ban the cartoon. They said it sent the inappropriate message that spiders are friendly and not to be feared. But they didn't stop there. Another Peppa Pig episode featuring the same spider character was also banned in Australia. It became an unofficial policy. No spider-friendly messages on Australian TV. If you know this next...
Dang! So like y'all didn't even have like Charlotte's Web? Y'all didn't, wait. So like the Australia doesn't fuck with Spider-Man? Wait, quick guys, who's some other spider? Willow? Who's some other spider niggas, bro? Y'all didn't fuck with Spider Monkey from Ben 10?
This cartoon, you'd be surprised that it is surprisingly vulgar for what it's supposed to be. Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory was one of Cartoon Network's biggest shows. But people don't know
what did Dexter do?
That one episode was loaded with so much profanity that it had to be buried. It's shocking because the concept of the show was so innocent. Dexter's Laboratory was about Dexter, a boy genius with a secret lab under his bedroom. But one person made his life a living hell. His loud, annoying sister, Dee Dee. The series started in 1995, but just 2 years later, in 1997, they created the most offensive episode ever. The episode was titled Rude Removal, and as soon as you see the title card, you'll know there's a problem. Dee Dee flips the middle finger, and Dexter moons the camera. The story wasn't any better. Dexter is fed up with Dee Dee's rude behavior, so he builds a machine to remove her behavior literally. He's going to zap the rudeness out of her.
But it manifested into like a different person?
This machine has the ability to remove and contain...
It's like Doodle Bob from SpongeBob.
The most annoying personality trait known to man. Rudeness.
But Dee Dee refuses to cooperate.
Oh yeah! You're the rude one, brother.
Dexter and Dee Dee fight and fall inside the machine together. That's when it goes from bad to worse. The machine malfunctions. Instead of...
I promise cartoons have used this trope before. This cannot be the first time. We watched this on SXY. I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. This cannot be the first time that we're gonna still watch it. I don't remember. This cannot be the first time that a cartoon has used this trope before.
Removing their bad behavior, the machine duplicates them. Now there's a polite Dexter and a polite Dee Dee. And there's a rude Dexter and a rude Dee Dee. And when I say rude, I mean vulgar.
Let up, Ollie. Beats the crap out of me. Why, you're in Dexter's laboratory, silly.
The rude versions of Dexter and Dee Dee drop the F word over and over again.
Oh dear.
The episode...
Wait, we don't have audio? We don't have audio of that? Wait, come on. Wait. Did they actually say it or did they SpongeBob say it? Like, did they say it with the dolphin noises or did they say it for real? That's way different, I'm not gonna lie. Because if it's the dolphin noises, we're kind of over-exaggerating it. If they say it for real, then I think that's different. That's different. I'm not gonna lie. I think they said it with dolphin noises. I don't feel like they said it actually. They said it okay, that's crazy. My fault.
Was finished and ready to air on TV. The last step was Cartoon Network's approval. Executives watched the final cut and they
Why do they think Cartoon Network's gonna approve that?
were horrified.
Yeah.
They banned the episode on the spot. They didn't even show it to a test audience. They just pulled it. Rude removal never aired on TV, but animators mentioned it in interviews. But they had no footage to back up their claims. For years, fans assumed rude removal was just a rumor. Then in 2013, Cartoon Network broke the silence. They confirmed the episode was real, and they were going to put it online. Even after
What type of clout chasing stuff is that? Wait, no, Cartoon Network, you're a fiend out for that, bro. You are too much of a legacy brand to be. That's the equivalent of like when people were getting on Drake for making the Tootsie Slide. It's like, Drake, you too big to be doing that, bro. You know you did not need to be making no dance. I fought with Tootsie Slide though, don't trip. But they was like, yo, you don't need to be making no songs like that, bro. You too big for that. Cartoon Network, that is too clout chasey, bro. I ain't gonna lie. What you mean? What you mean? That's crazy.
the announcement, some fans refused to believe it. They left comments like, it doesn't exist. Prepare to be disappointed. When are you people gonna realize that rude removal?
Bruh, I'm not lying. I for real saw him shaking in that episode. You're lying. Brian, there's no way, gang.
It doesn't exist. But Cartoon Network wasn't bluffing. They uploaded the full episode online through Adult Swim. It was raw and uncensored, exactly as it was made in 1997.
Hey, watch where you're throwing that. Let's go.
The video went viral, and today you can find rude removal with a quick search on Google.
We not gonna
Up
watch
next
it.
is a cartoon that played too much with the devil. Darkwing Duck. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, America was in the middle of something called the Satanic Panic. At the time, people believed
When?
America was in the Darkwing Duck. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, America.
Oh, 1990. I was like, I didn't catch the year at first. I was like, where was I? Nigga, not born. I said, when was this? Okay, yeah, this predates me.
Was in the middle of something called the Satanic Panic. At the time, people believed that cults were trying to recruit and harm kids. One of the biggest fears was that TV shows were filled with
Nigga, is this Gravity Falls?
hidden messages designed to lure children into the occult. And right in the middle of that satanic panic, Disney released a cartoon where a child made a deal with the devil. It went as badly as
That's before Disney was tech savvy.
you'd expect. The controversial episode aired in October 1992 on the Darkwing Duck TV show. Darkwing Duck followed Drake Mallard, a mild-mannered duck by day, but at night he became a superhero called Darkwing. Each episode showed him fighting criminals while trying to raise his daughter Gosselin. But one episode went in a direction no one expected. It was titled Hot Spells. In the story, Gosselin visits a magic school.
Wow, and like hot spells too, like hot spells. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the association there with fire and, yeah, I mean, like they didn't do themselves no favors.
Immediately, she was bullied by the mean kids at school. Upset and alone, she wanders through the halls. That's when she meets the school janitor. But this isn't a normal janitor. For starters, he had a strange name.
Bring Yorick in, will you? The name's BLZ, Chief Custodian.
His name is BLZ for Beelzebub. Now, Beelzebub isn't a made-up cartoon character. He's very real. In the Bible, he's Prince of Devils. In many other religions, Beelzebub is one of the 7 princes of hell. That means...
All right, Disney, you're getting real close to the fine line here, Disney. How do you argue this?
he's a very powerful...
They were probably thinking like, oh yeah, that's a trend right now, bro. We're lit. Like, let's just make it. Like, they were probably thinking on something like, yeah, everybody's like doing it. Why not like let's throw it up.
and dangerous demon. So in this cartoon, the janitor is Beelzebub in disguise. He realizes that Gosselin is struggling and offers to help. He leads her into a secret library filled with forbidden spell books, and he convinces her to cast...
Nigga, I know that plot, nigga. That's Naruto. Yeah. Wait, you're telling me all of this was for a shadow scroll, bruh? You're telling me all this hubbubaloo is for a shadow scroll, bro? A shadow clone scroll, bro? I know that plot from anywhere, gang. You're not fooling me, bruh.
Cast a spell. Gosselin reads from one of the books and casts a dark spell. She feels powerful. She thinks she's becoming a real magician. But there's one.
Oh my gosh, she actually is making things out of clouds. Wait, that's literally a shadow clone. Yo, you can't tell me that's not a shadow clone.
It's a dark spell. She feels
if I
powerful.
Press pause
She thinks
right,
she's becoming a.
If I press pause right here, that's a shadow clone. If I press pause right here, that's a shadow clone.
A real magician. But there's one thing Beelzebub hasn't told her. Using that dark spell means she's drawing power from him. Without realizing it, Gosselin just made a deal with the devil. Eventually, Beelzebub drops the disguise and reveals his true form.
Where do you think your power came from?
From there, the story gets more unsettling. Beelzebub tries to drag someone to hell. Darkwing tries to stop him. A lot happens, but in the end, they defeat Beelzebub. It was obviously a weird story, but somehow Disney approved it and it aired on TV. The backlash was instant. The moment it aired, phone lines at ABC lit up. Parents were furious. They saw a little girl gaining power by making a deal with a demon. To them, the cartoon made it look like working with the devil had rewards. During the height of satanic panic, that message was explosive. Many parents already believed TV was pushing kids toward the occult. Now they felt like they had proof. ABC panicked. Disney pulled the episode the very next day. They refused to rerun it, sell it, or stream it anywhere. The only copies that exist today are the ones people recorded on VHS the night it aired. This next cartoon has been banned for nearly 100 years.
Dang.
Mickey Mouse.
What?
In the 1920s.
Mickey Mouse not banned. I know Mickey right now.
Mickey Mouse cartoons followed the same pattern. Mickey got into trouble. He found a way out. Everything ended on a happy note. That formula made Mickey Mouse a hit from the late 1920s into the
This was like when Mickey Mouse was more like a Tom and Jerry type of nigga.
early 1930s. Then Disney made a mistake. They broke the pattern. And what they created was so disturbing that theaters refused to show it. It became one of the first cartoons ever banned. The controversial cartoon came out in 1933. It was titled The Mad Doctor. The cartoon begins with Mickey waking up to strange noises. His dog Pluto is crying because he's being kidnapped by a hooded figure.
Was there ever anything that ever told us why he named his dog Pluto? Like, is there like a backstory behind why he's named after a no longer planet, a retired planet? Is there a lore to that?
The kidnap.
Like, you know how like Vegeta, Goku, Raditz is like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, it's a vegetable thing. Like, is there a thing with that with Pluto, bruh? I don't know, bro. Okay.
Drags the dog through the woods.
It's just a cool name, right?
It's a scary scene with wind, thunder, and lightning. Pluto is taken into a dark castle. Inside, the hooded figure removes his cloak. It's the Mad Doctor, a crazy scientist obsessed with animal experiments. And he kidnapped Pluto for his next experiment. The doctor plans to cut off Pluto's head, sew it onto a chicken's body, and see if the creature can lay eggs that hatch into puppies. Yeah, that's the actual plot of a Mickey Mouse cartoon. In the lab, Pluto and a chicken are strapped to operating tables. The experiment is about to begin. Meanwhile, Mickey races through the castle to rescue his dog, but it's a trap. The Mad Doctor captures Mickey and ties him down. Then he lowers a massive buzzsaw toward Mickey's body. He wants to chop Mickey in half. Mickey can't break free. Then just before it's too late, Mickey wakes up. It was all a dream. Mickey is in his bedroom and Pluto is safe. The dog runs into Mickey's arms. So why on earth did Disney make such a terrifying cartoon? Well, they said it was supposed to be a tribute to classic horror movies like Frankenstein, but viewers didn't care about.
I don't want to see Frankenstein in my Mickey Mouse. Matter of fact, I really wish that every October that comes around, they would stop spamming my feed with just mad scary stuff. I promise, bro, I really don't need a SpongeBob Halloween themed episode every year that's new. I'm not gonna lie. You could do the same ghost one with the Flying Dutchman and then underneath some whatever, you feel me? I don't need a new every single cartoon, every single Halloween time, every time it comes around has to have a new. I don't need it. I don't need homage. I don't need nothing. But I might be unique in that opinion. I'm just not a horror nigga. I'm not a scared type of film watcher person. But I will say I always feel like horror is like the most accessible emotion as a film creator. I feel like it's very low-hanging fruit So even on top of just like not liking scary stuff, I have a whole other reason as to why I don't like it as well. I'm not gonna lie.
The tribute, they only cared about how disturbing it felt. Back in the early 1930s, most people didn't have TV sets at home, so cartoons like Mickey Mouse were shown in theaters.
We're watching cartoon shows that got banned for controversial reasons.
Theaters in the US were the first to see The Mad Doctor, and they disliked it so much that many flat out refused to play it. The theaters said it looked too scary for kids. Some other countries felt the same. In the UK, the Board of Film Censors banned it. Then Germany banned it too. Clearly people didn't love this cartoon. After that, The Mad Doctor disappeared. Disney put it aside and stopped promoting it. But it didn't disappear forever. For some reason, folks at Disney didn't set up the copyright for The Mad Doctor properly. And that copyright error allowed it to slip into the public domain. That's why today you can find The Mad Doctor on YouTube. It's
There's no way that's an accident.
Of the few Mickey cartoons you can legally watch for free. This next cartoon was so disturbing, it never even made it to the screen. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003.
Oh, I know this one.
If you grew up in the 2000s,
I think they're gonna reference the comic book. We actually heard about this one in a different video.
Probably watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
If they
The
reference
show
the comic
followed
book,
four turtle brothers who fight crime. It was action-packed and perfect for kids, but in 2005, one episode pushed the show into nightmare.
Oh, never mind. It's actually an episode. Okay.
Territory.
Dang, what's up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? They had a crazy backstory and they have crazy episodes. What's up?
It was titled Insane in the Membrane, and it centered around one character, Baxter Stockman. Baxter started out as a genius scientist.
I would never walk around trusting somebody named Baxter. You're just putting yourself in a lose-lose situation. That's easy. That's easy. Stab you in the back names. Baxter is top 5, I'm gonna stab you in the back names. I'm not gonna lie.
But he worked for Shredder, the Turtles' main enemy. Every time Baxter failed, Shredder punished him with surgery. Each failure cost him a part of his body. By the time this episode begins, Baxter isn't even human. He's just a brain and a spine floating inside a glass tank. But Baxter refuses to give up. He wants to rebuild his body. However, a friend warns him about the dangers. Rebuilding a body from scratch could damage his mind. Baxter doesn't care. He's a genius, and he finds a way to clone a new version of himself. And at first it works perfectly. He can walk, he can speak, he feels human again. Then his new body starts to fall apart literally. His skin, his fingers, and his face begin to disintegrate. As his body decays, so does his mind.
Oh my god.
This experiment is a catastrophe!
By the end of the episode, Baxter has completely lost his mind.
So he's
it no
a
longer
zombie.
feels like a kid's cartoon. It feels more like a psychological horror. The Ninja Turtles cartoon was rated TV Y7. That means the show is designed for kids over age 7. This episode went far beyond that rating. It showed a mental breakdown and emotional torment. It was extreme even for adults. Fox executives watched the final cut before it aired. They were reportedly horrified.
I don't know, Visual Adventure. Since she told me that was just a good story and it wasn't that bad. So now I'm curious. Now I gotta check the credentials. Was it really bad?
They said there was no way they could air the episode, and that was it. The Insane in the Membrane episode vanished. But not completely. It didn't air in the United States, but a few months later, it quietly aired in the UK. Fans recorded the episode on VHS tapes and uploaded it onto the internet. That's how it began to spread. Over time, Insane in the Membrane became a legend. It was a banned Ninja Turtles episode that most fans couldn't find. Nearly a decade later, in August 2015, Nicktoons finally aired it in the US. This was its first official broadcast, but the cartoon in our next chapter aired it before it got banned, and it triggered one of the messiest controversies in kids' TV. Tiny Toon Adventures. Tiny Toon Adventures was about the adventures of young cartoon characters. They lived in
This made me remember. This has nothing to do with this. Do you guys remember Toontown? Like from, and I'm not even talking, I think there was like maybe a show or something like that. Was it Toontown? I think it's Toontown. I'm talking about Yu-Gi-Oh's Toontown. I'm not even, I don't even think we're talking about the same thing. Bro, I'm talking about Toontown Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. Oh my gosh. What a, oh. Dang, I don't know why he's saying Tiny Toons reminded me of Toontown, bro. This used to be the coolest joke. What was bro's name who used this, bro? Was it Pegasus? Oh my gosh, am I right? I think it was Pegasus. Yo, if I get this right. Was it Pegasus? Man, yeah, bruh. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. This was cinema, bruh. Also, Stan, you got my card locked. I'm so sorry, bro. We got your card locked. The whole Discord, or the whole community did. Bro, I don't know if you guys watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Ah, man. Toontown was great. Okay, back to basketball, or back to Visual Venture.
In the same world as Bugs Bunny,
sorry,
Daffy Duck, and Porky Pig. Like most cartoons, it tried
But it's for your own good. You gotta stop. You gotta be stopped from yourself.
to teach kids important lessons. But in 1991, the show picked a very sensitive topic, alcohol. They wanted to show children the dangers of drinking. But the way they handled it made the episode extremely disturbing. The episode was part of a 3-story special called Elephant Issues. One of those segments was titled One Beer, and it got straight to the point. It opens with Buster Bunny, Plucky Duck, and Hampton Pig hanging out inside a house. These 3 cartoon characters are kids. They open the fridge and look at their options.
Juice, milk, soda, or a cold one.
They find a bottle of beer and debate whether to drink.
They didn't even make it like subtly like anything else too. A cold one is very prominently known as like beer or alcohol.
Buster, this isn't like you. I know, but in this episode, we're showing the evils of alcohol.
Oh, wow. No, they were directly addressing it. Okay.
Eventually, they gulp it down. Just one beer. Within seconds, they're stumbling around. Because of the alcohol, they're not thinking straight, so they steal a police car. If that isn't bad enough, they drive the car straight off a cliff. There's a huge explosion. The next shot shows the 3 of them floating up into heaven.
I see why that one's too heavy. That's crazy.
That's the whole story. One drink, one car crash, one trip to the afterlife. Before it ends, the characters make sure the audience hears the lesson, just in case some didn't get it.
I hope the kids got the message. Yeah, drinking's uncool. So do we get to do a funny episode tomorrow? I hope so.
The creator of the show later explained what they were trying to achieve. He said the segment was a parody of old public service announcements, the kind that used over the top to scare kids straight. But parents didn't see it as a parody, and they didn't feel like the lesson about alcohol made sense. To them, it was a shocking story where everyone dies in the end. After the episode aired, angry parents bombarded the network with complaints. Cartoon characters getting wasted, crashing a cop car, and passing away wasn't suitable for kids. Fox had no choice. They banned the episode. It never aired in the United States.
I get it, but with such it had such good intentions, delivered it poorly. I'm trying to figure out if it being out would have still done more harm than good. I don't know.
States again. Fox Kids
still horrible, but like I don't know if like it would have ended up being a net negative.
Also removed it from
well, maybe it would have scarred too many kids. That's where the net negative's at.
That means that other channels couldn't buy the rights to show it anymore. It wasn't even on VHS or DVD collections. The goal was to erase One Beer completely, but some viewers recorded it the night it aired in 1991. Years later, that VHS copy made its way into the internet. That's the only reason we can still watch One Beer today. Kids' cartoon characters losing their lives is bad, but this next episode allegedly caused a real-life tragedy.
Oh my gosh,
Beavis
this guy
and
took it
Butt-Head.
into real?
A scene in a cartoon was blamed for costing someone their life, and that cartoon is still popular today. Beavis and Butt-Head. Beavis and Butt-Head is about 2
Never watched it. I hate like the visuals of this show.
dumb teenagers who cause chaos wherever they go.
Also, y'all saying I watched this on SXY? I thoroughly, maybe Yo-Yo watched this and you guys are thinking I watched this on SXY. I thoroughly don't remember this video. Maybe we did. Maybe it was a while ago. I thoroughly don't remember anything in this video.
When they are out causing trouble, they're sitting on the couch binge watching TV. The jokes on the show were edgy, the kind of humor teenagers love. But in 1993, one episode pushed things too far. It was titled Comedians. The Comedians episode begins like any other. Beavis and Butt-Head are watching TV, laughing at whatever comes on. They see a stand-up comedian on screen, and they're inspired. Suddenly, they decide they want to be comedians too. Most people would write jokes or practice before going on stage. But Beavis and Butt-Head don't think that far ahead. They head out to a local comedy club with no preparation. Once they're on stage, the disaster begins. Butt-Head goes first.
What's green and red and goes 100 miles an hour?
Santa?
A frog in a blender. Get it?
Nobody laughs. He tries other jokes, but the crowd boos and kicks him off stage. Beavis goes next. His jokes also fail. People walk out in frustration.
The answer was definitely Santa. The answer is definitely Santa. Green and red, that's Christmas colors, 100 miles an hour. That has to be Santa. The answer is 100,000% Santa.
In his desperation, Beavis does something reckless. He sets the newspapers on
Santa is red and green. He got some blue somewhere. Or he got some green somewhere. Does Santa not have green nowhere? Does Santa not have green anywhere? The gloves? The gloves? Y'all not gonna let me have that. The gifts! The gifts! The gifts, the gifts, the gifts! The gifts! OD the gifts, OD the gifts! Taking it. Taking it, taking it, taking it, taking it. It's OD the gifts, it's OD the gifts. Overly going the gifts. And I really want to say his boxes is probably green too. I'm not gonna lie. I would take the over on his boxes. I'll probably get green as well. I'm not gonna lie.
fire and starts juggling. And then the club burns to the ground. That was a joke. He played with fire and burnt down a building. It was supposed to be another edgy joke, but this time it didn't stay a joke. 1 month later, a 5-year-old boy from Ohio found a lighter in his family's mobile home.
He doesn't wear boxers. How do you know, gay? You not Mrs. Claus, bro. You don't know what he got in there.
Started playing with it and the fire broke out. By the time it was over, his sister was gone. She was only 2. The tragedy shocked the country, but what came next shocked people even more. The victim's mother claimed her son loved watching Beavis and Butt-Head. Reporters connected the house fire to the episode.
That's why you gotta be so on what your kids are spending their time consuming, bruh.
They figured that the cartoon taught the boy to play with fire. In other words, they were blaming Beavis and Butt-Head for the tragedy. The media ran with the story. Suddenly, Beavis and Butt-Head wasn't just crude, it was dangerous. Even the town's fire chief spoke out.
What happened? What's happening? Why is there so much?
He said, if you get these cartoon characters saying it's fun to play with fire, this is going to stick in that kid's mind. MTV went into crisis mode. They removed every fire-related scene from the show. Even old episodes were re-edited. Beavis had a catchphrase, fire, fire.
Fire, fire.
MTV cut it out completely. They changed it to Fryer Fryer. They also pushed Beavis and Butt-Head to a later time slot. Then they added a new disclaimer before every episode, warning kids never to imitate Beavis and Butt-Head. But the backlash kept growing. It still felt like MTV hadn't done enough, so the network banned the comedian's episode completely. It never aired on TV again. When the episode finally came out on DVD, the fire scene was cut. The original version survived only because fans taped it when it was first aired. But there's a final twist in this story. So remember the kid who started the fire in the trailer? He grew up, and years later in 2008, he revealed the truth. He said his family never had cable. They couldn't afford it. So he couldn't have watched Beavis and Butt-Head. But why did his...
Wow! Oh my gosh, Beavis and Butt-Head did all of that for nothing. Yo, that's crazy.
mother lie? He said she made it up.
Also, if you told me, that's crazy spoiler. Why would you spoil the video like that? That's
because
crazy
she had
spoilers.
substance issues and wanted attention. But the worst revelation was this. After the fire started, his mom called a news station before calling the fire department. By the time anyone learned the truth, it didn't matter. For years, people blamed Beavis and Butt-Head for the tragedy. The damage was done. The next episode on this list is banned everywhere on Earth. That's how bad it is. Pokemon. Cartoons aren't supposed to send kids to the emergency room, but in 1997, one episode of Pokemon did exactly that. To understand how that happened, you need to know the characters on the show. I mean, I assume you know them already, but just in case. The series followed a boy named Ash Ketchum. He traveled the world catching magical creatures called Pokemon. His favorite was Pikachu. Pikachu was like a yellow mouse that could generate bursts of electricity. In almost every episode, Pikachu
I remember. You're right. It's 100,000% the epilepsy stuff.
battled battled other Pokemon as they traveled, and during one of those battles, the problem happened. The episode was titled Electric Soldier Porygon. It was first aired in Japan in December 1997. In the episode, Ash and his friends meet a strange Pokemon named Porygon. It's a creature made entirely of data. Eventually, Ash and his friends bump into the bad guys on the show, Team Rocket.
Team Rocket! The Pokemon Center is in panic because of you guys. Stop it right now!
I'm gonna interrupt. Yo, I've been having like this problem for like the last like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like last 2 months, bruh. And I know I'm just gonna have to deal with it for like another like 6 months minimum. Bro, my locks are perfectly long. Perfectly long to tickle the top of my nose. When I tell you, every movement is noticeable. Every single time I move, it feels like somebody is taking a feather and purposely wiggling it on my nose. It's the perfect length. Like, it doesn't, and that's the thing. Listen to the word I'm saying. It's not that it's touching my nose, it's tickling it. The hairs at the top are just the right length to like graze over. If it was like tapping my nose or something, it wouldn't be a problem. I'm just taking side time to vent. This has nothing to do with anything that we're watching. If it was like a little bit longer, or if my nose was thinner, or whatever the case may be, it might have like just tapped my face. No, nigga, gang. Every single time I talk, I am getting tickled, bro. I'm getting tickled. I can't do nothing, bro. And they're not like long enough to like really move over here. They'll come back if I move. I can't put them up here because they'll, oh shoot, can I? Yo, this is a new development. Wait, hold on. Wait. Yo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Usually it doesn't stay. Wait, hold on. Type shit. I don't trust it. Anywho,
they get into a fight, and during the battle, Pikachu releases an electric blast. That moment,
the best that I got is like either like doing one of these right here, but I just don't like the way this makes me look.
created a crisis for viewers. To animate Pikachu's power, the studio used bright red and blue flashing lights. Lights flickered rapidly, faster than the eye could handle. This is a scene with the flashing removed. The scene lasted just a few seconds, but the effects were instant. Across Japan, kids watching the episode began collapsing.
I come around looking for the op. I see him north. I pulled out the pole and make his body turn cold. I come around looking for the op. I see him, he north. I pull out the pole and make his body turn cold. See, it's good. It's decent. You needed something at the beginning that rhymed with cold, though. Because the first rhyme doesn't come until pull, and we're like 4/5 through the bar. Through like the sentence structure of your thing. But you getting close, you getting warm.
Some had seizures, some passed out, others struggled to breathe. Paramedics raced from home to home. Hospitals couldn't keep up. The press called it Pokemon shock. By the end of the night, 685 kids were hospitalized, all because of one scene in a cartoon. Pokemon was pulled from TV immediately. The show didn't
also, like, Peg's right, please don't argue. But it wasn't like that crazy, so it's not that big of a deal. Peg is right, but please don't start arguing in the chat, bro. Please, both of y'all. Oh my gosh. But it wasn't that big of a deal.
Returned for 4 months. Even the government got involved. Japan introduced new rules restricting flashing lights in cartoons. Electric Soldier Porygon was banned worldwide. It never officially aired anywhere again. This episode holds the Guinness World Record for most seizures caused by a TV broadcast. It even became a pop culture reference. In one episode of The Simpsons, the family visits Tokyo. They turn on the TV and Bart asks asks,
Isn't this that cartoon that causes seizures?
it was funny, but the real event was tragic. For hundreds of viewers, that Pokemon episode was the most dangerous cartoon ever broadcast. My friends, if you see something inappropriate for kids online, report it. Especially now with the internet being so much more advanced than many of these cartoons. Because you never know, that could make a bigger difference in a kid's life than you think. Visual Venture. So we talked about controversial.
That's why your kids need to be watching Stanley Live only. Is that an immoral plug? Is that an immoral plug? Might be an immoral plug. Anyways, though, if you guys enjoyed the video, click this video right here. It's just as entertaining as the video that we watched together. Don't take my word for it. Take YouTube's word for it. They're the ones who put it up there. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one. With that being said, goodbye. Boost. Some people may blame video games for being what's wrong with this world, for why people are so violent, impatient, rude even, but not all games do that, but these ones might. This is the biggest video game controversies. This is by Diamond Bolt. Welcome back to Stanley Live. Oh wait, no, offline. Sorry, I gotta get used to that. Welcome back to Stanley Offline. Let's get into it. Let's go. Dang, the sun kind of came out, bro.
History has taught us one thing. It's that gamers will get mad at anything. Sometimes over very understandable things like deceptive marketing and predatory in-game monetization, but mostly over really stupid shit like puddles, reused boat animations, and women. The history of video game controversies is not really a fun one at all.
My threshold for what it takes to be a good video game is so low. I really don't require too much.
For the most part, to be honest, because as we all know, the gamer, when threatened, will always bust out their most reliable tool, the death threat.
I'll break your fucking legs, you little prick! You know what you're saying?
There have been a lot of really terrible things in the gaming industry that
Overwatch
people have gotten very reasonably angry about, but as I'm sure we all know by now, it's always the really dumb stuff that gets people the most upset. And so today, I wanted to have a look at some video game controversies. Some big ones, some smaller ones, but mostly...
I feel like a lot of it depends on what type of game you're trying to make. Some games just don't need the input.
Just ones I thought were kind of funny.
My bar is low,
I want to start with the one that will be remembered for generations as one of the most important human rights movements in history.
Okay.
The Star Wars Battlefront 2 controversy.
Wasn't this like a really good game? I thought this was getting like a lot of good praise when it came out.
Before the game came out, EA announced that they plan to incorporate a loot box system that would basically allow players to just pay more money to be better at the game and skip ahead on the extreme
FEA, yeah, that's
long time it would take to do it normally. To unlock one of the more obscure characters in the game, like, you know, Darth Vader, one guy worked out in a Reddit post that in order to unlock enough in-game currency to get him, it would take about 40 hours of grinding.
Is that bad? No, like here's the thing. I feel like games get consumed super fast anyways. I feel like being able to grind for something cool, is that bad? I feel like that's how like video games were made. Am I on the wrong side of this? Like, for example, I'm not looking at it from like, I don't know, the adult's perspective. Like a kid who doesn't have money would in another position just not be able to get that character because it would be behind a paywall. So it's like, okay, put Darth Vader behind a paywall and allow them to grind it out if they're not going to pay for it. Is that not? Because when I was growing up and I wanted to play something, like for example, like Rocket League, like for like really dope skins, you would have to pay for them. But you could grind and get like those mystery boxes and the cards and all that, and then you could just luckily like try to pull one. You get what I'm saying? So is that
you could just pay
the
them.
game already costs money. Now I'm trying to think of it in like a 2K route.
Like $80. This prompted EA's official community account to respond to the post with the now legendary comment, "The intent was to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes," and a bunch of other
No, that's not the good route that they should have taken. That's not what I was
stuff that
agreeing
nobody
with.
read because they were already too busy turning it into a copy pasta. But you didn't just mess with any site, EA. You messed with Reddit, and hell had no fury like Reddit scored. This reply quickly became the most disliked comment in Reddit history with over 600,000 downvotes.
Yeah. Even when he was reading it just now, I was like, yeah, that's not what I was saying at all, actually. And
prompted an influx of hate posts and the same, like, 4 EA memes being posted in every single gaming subreddit, which they still, to this day, I think, have not gotten sick of yet. EA's response to this, of course, was just to lower the cost of credits you needed. That wasn't the problem. I do think they removed microtransactions entirely on launch day, I guess out of fear of more banger Reddit memes. But Wikipedia says they still lost about $3 billion in stock value before the launch of the game because of the extreme negative reaction. So I think this may be one of the only times that getting really mad about something on social media has actually accomplished something. The uproar was so huge, in fact, that it even caught the attention of a few world governments who thought, wait a minute, these loot box things are kind of like gambling, eh?
It's absolutely like gambling. I do think like loot boxes are crazy. But the thing is, if you could grind to get all the stuff, I feel like it's not that it makes loot boxes better, especially if it's a free game. If you could grind to get all this stuff, then I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that is what it is. I mean, it's not the best user experience. I'm not going to sit here. The best user experience would be getting free video games and getting to play them for free entirely. That's the best user experience. But, like, the best thing isn't always the best thing for everybody. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and act ignorant to the fact that companies need money, inflation's happening. But, like, if they give me, like, a chance to get it, I am, like, not too upset about having the chance to obtain an item.
All except the UK, of course.
But I don't get no sense of accomplishment. I just dummy had to work harder to get it, though.
Loot boxes were pretty sick, actually. I don't think any...
Oh, no. EA's greedy. I'm not going to sit here and argue about that. EA's a greedy company. Yeah, EA's greedy, for sure.
Was actually done about it, but I am sure they certainly thought about it for at least a couple minutes. Though I do think this is one of the major reasons you're now seeing games stealing your money with battle passes instead of loot box systems. Eventually, microtransactions did get added back into the game because of course they were, but at least in a very drastically different state to what they originally planned. So we did it, Reddit. Moving on from one of the greatest conflicts in human history to another, a gigantic mega corporation versus the guys who made Fortnite. Epic Games, who were clearly not satisfied with the measly $6 billion a year Fortnite makes, got tired of Google and Apple taking a 30% cut of all revenue from mobile versions of the game, and so introduced a direct debit option with a small discount where you could just send your money directly to Tim Sweeney's bank account, I guess. Obviously, this annoyed Apple quite a bit, who found it in violation of their store policy, and so removed Fortnite from the App Store entirely. Oh god, no! Now that the player base had obviously noticed, Epic Games struck back with an animation parodying Apple's dystopian 1984 commercial called 1980 Fortnite. What the fuck? Which they screened in-game to rile up their 10-year-old fan base enough to band together and begin the hashtag Free Fortnite movement to try and pressure Apple into changing their minds. And this also brought about an entire market on eBay of people selling their used iPhones with Fortnite still installed.
Don't delete Fortnite. You can't re-download it. Don't delete Fortnite. You can't don't delete.
From there, the whole thing moved to court, and there's a whole novel's worth of info about it on Wikipedia if you want. But basically, Apple won in the end, and you still can't play Fortnite on the App Store.
Yeah.
So, well done.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There's not that measly little $6 billion that Fortnite had. They would have had to put up all of it just to make it through a quarter of the court system fees that Apple was about to drag them through. I'm not gonna lie. What? That measly $6 billion, Fortnite was gonna lose all of it. Just going to war with Apple. I don't even care if they were in the right. You think a court system about to go up against Apple, crazy gang? What? It took a whole entire nation to like ban the iPhone. Wait, what was it? iPhones, and say that they're like predatory for it to even go to the court system and tell Apple that they couldn't change their phone charging system to like something. It was like a whole country or a whole nation or something like that. Yeah, Apple does not care about no measly 6B, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Epic Games for that one. Honestly, I'm not really sure who to side with here because I hate both of these companies, but can we all agree at least that the 1980 Fortnite thing was really funny? Bit of a smaller one for this next one, but it's so dumb that I just had to bring it up. An article written by game journalist James Davenport called
"I Beat Sekiro's Final
Boss with Cheats and I Feel Fine," where he wrote about how he used cheat codes to slow down the game and make it easier for himself, was clearly intended to rile up some people given the title, but I don't think he expected to unleash the wrath of a horde of angry FromSoft fans telling him to go and off himself because he wasn't playing the game properly, which all culminated with maybe one of the funniest tweets of all time.
You cheated not only the game, but yourself. You didn't grow, you didn't improve. You took a shortcut and gained nothing.
This is what I tell myself when I'm in the gym. Like, I'm on the treadmill, it's 15 minutes into the jog, to the run, and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, bro, you could really stop this treadmill right now. And I'm like, but if I do, the only person I cheat is myself. I'd only cheat myself. For what? An extra 5 minutes of pleasure? This is literally how I talk to myself whenever I'm in the gym.
You experienced a hollow victory. Nothing was risked and nothing was gained.
Facts.
It's sad that you don't know the difference.
Which itself was then clowned on by about half of Twitter, where even the official Sonic the Hedgehog account stepped in to once again show off how incredibly based it is. Okay, I know I've been looking at mostly newer stuff in this video so far, but I did want to have a look at one of the most classic game controversies of all time, and look back on the hysterical panic caused by Pokemon's immense popularity in the 90s.
In my opinion, parents should not let their kids watch Pokemon, play Pokemon, buy Pokemon
Dang,
cards.
what's wrong with playing Pokemon? Nah, she ain't never experienced Soul Silver and it shows. She ain't never, yo. She ain't never played this and it shows, bruh. She never played Heart Gold and Soul Silver and it shows. She ain't never walked through this cave. She ain't never walked through this cave, gang. She don't know what it's like to walk up to the tower, gang. She doesn't know what it's like to fight. Yo, stop it, bro. Don't even. She don't know what it's like to have your Cyndaquil telling you, bro. She don't know. She don't know. She don't know. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. You can't blame her. She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
Cards have anything whatsoever to do with Pokemon because the message is violence.
Of course, because it became so immediately popular and kids were enjoying it and having fun, it was instantly condemned by numerous religious groups, but most specifically extreme Christian organizations, who began claiming it was promoting satanic values because I guess the series' focus on evolution goes directly against creationist beliefs. Or something.
This character over here is called Mewtwo, and he's in this pose. Every time that you see Mewtwo, he's in this pose. Now, he has 3 fingers. It means Hail Satan.
I'm sure maybe you've come across a clip of the Pokemon Power video at some point.
Pokemon world is a world of the demonic, of the satanic. But while you might not take it quite seriously, I assure you that demons take it quite seriously. Satan takes it quite seriously.
It's a little harder to find examples nowadays of how prevalent it was because a lot of it would have been on like local news stations and newspapers and stuff, but it got so bad that even the Vatican had to step in the early 2000s and be like, hey, this Pokemon shit's kind of dope. Relax.
Your children need to know there's a devil and he hates them and he wants to ruin their life.
Now, I did think to start this video with the Mortal Kombat and Night Trap court hearings in the mid-90s when people were worried the games were sending their kids to hell, which arguably is one of the biggest controversies in gaming history that basically saw the creation of the ESRB's game rating systems that the people they are made for still ignore.
I promise you, there's way crazier games that are dragging your kids down there if we're associating games to dragging kids down there in the first place. I promise you we could start with way crazier games than Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Basically already covered that in like videos I've done before on like game censorship and ratings in video games, so I didn't think I needed to go over it again. But despite the fact that it has been proven like 100 times that there's no link between video games and real life violent behavior, and that gaming has become considerably more prevalent in our culture since the 90s,
I'm not seeing enough
You still do get the occasional, is Fortnite turning your kids...
Ninja doesn't get talked about enough for this moment. I'm not gonna lie. Like, not even like talked enough about in a bad way. It's more like he doesn't get talked enough for surviving this. This is like a survival. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people could go through this and smile after. He doesn't get enough credit for being able to smile after this, bro. You see me come off of this, bro, I'm not smiling for a straight year and a half. I have to do this. Nobody moved, just staring at me. It's cold in New York. I'm not smiling for a year and a half, 2 years at least, gang. He doesn't get enough credit for bouncing from this, bro.
Culture since the 90s. I'm not seeing enough movement. You still do get the occasional, is Fortnite turning your kids into a violent murderer news report every now and then. Fox News, for example, in their infinite wisdom, once called Mass Effect a sex simulator because there are like 5-second long romance scenes in that game.
And here's how they're seeing women. They're seeing them as these objects of desire, as these, you know, hot bodies. I mean, they don't show women as being valued for anything other than their sexuality.
Cooper, have you ever played Mass Effect?
No.
It's really hard to know what was actually a big deal at the time because these news stories always make these things out to be like the end of the world.
Right. Plenty of what's known here as hentai games.
But history repeated itself in 2016 when Pokemon Go first came out, and it cannot be understated how huge this game was when it came out.
Pokemon go to the polls.
With a game this big, it was inevitable that they would have some absolute dumbasses playing it. Like the people that kept congregating in extremely dangerous places like near railway tracks and roads, or even police stations often enough that it forced authorities across the world to issue statements with very crucial information such as, do not run into trees. Which obviously in turn caused the media to start warning everybody that this game was going to kill your children.
St. Pete right now. Got a Pokemon? She's looking at Pokemon right now.
The list of Pokemon Go related incidents that contributed to the hysteria and controversy.
This was massive though. I'm not gonna lie. As like if I was an official, I would have been worried during this time. Pokemon Go was so insane. I didn't get to participate at all. But Pokemon Go was so insane and such a massive effect on like the world. It was the closest we got to world peace. It was the closest that we've been to world peace. I'm not gonna lie. That's how massive it was. But like, yeah, people were definitely taking it too far. I'm not mad at this. This was definitely like the Flappy Bird incident on steroids.
At the time is basically endless, but a couple of my favorites include one girl in the US who went to a river in search of a water Pokemon and instead came across a dead body, a guy in Oregon that said he got stabbed in the shoulder but didn't want to go to the hospital because that meant he couldn't keep playing the game, and if you're ever feeling down about yourself, just remember that at least you're not one of the numerous people who played Pokemon Go while driving a car. This is what happens when gamers actually go outside. There were so many of these reports and incidents that even Niantic had to release an official statement to be like, hey, what the fuck? Then, of course, there was the very unfortunate issue of the seemingly randomly generated Pokestops appearing in very inappropriate locations, like cemeteries or the US Holocaust Museum.
Nah, cemetery to get like a ghastly or something is crazy. Yeah. To get a ghost type is crazy.
Yeah. The notoriously homophobic and awful Westboro Baptist Church in Kansas even appeared as a gym, which somebody hilariously placed a Clefairy called Love is Love in front of, which pissed them off so much that they started ranting on social media about it, calling Clefairy a sodomite.
Sodomite.
I really doubt that any game is going to give us this many hilarious headlines and kick up that much of a stink from concerned parents.
No, people were literally putting their life to the side and made real life a video game. I'm telling you. Pokemon, I'm telling you, bro, if like Pokemon Go could have came out the same time like Meta was making the augmented reality glasses, it would have went to the moon. Like it would have went to the moon. Like, oh my God, if like augmented reality glasses were ready when Pokemon Go was out, gang, it would have went to the stars, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And it already went like crazy
anytime soon, but I wouldn't even say that Pokemon Go was the worst controversy the series has been involved in. The only one in this video that I'd say is big enough to rival the Battlefront fiasco would have to have been the enormous backlash to Pokemon Sword and Shield for a number of reasons, but mostly because of the decision to not include all 5 billion Pokemon in the game. Made much worse, of course, by the then recently announced Pokemon Home app that would allow you to transfer Pokemon between games that would now only work if they were in the Galar Pokedex. And so began an international international movement some were calling Dexter, which, okay, is pretty funny, that swept across the internet, where Pokemon fans united to spam every single post that the official Pokemon Twitter account made with hashtag bring back the national Dex, as if the intern running that account wasn't already miserable enough having to run the official Pokemon Twitter account. It was probably inevitable that a series with over, what, like 1,000 Pokemon now was eventually going to have to stop putting them all in every game unless you just wanted them to port the same low quality models in every new entry. Wait a minute. Game Freak claimed this was being done to not take up too much space, and also said they could focus on improving the quality of other areas of the game. Right. They also said that the models in the game were being made from the ground up, which prompted Reddit detectives to data mine the game and investigate whether they were just being ported from Sun and Moon. And so began another wave of Twitter spam with hashtag Game Freak lied. And though there was a very small effort to try and get a more positive one trending with hashtag Thank You Game Freak, it was of course completely overshadowed by all of the basement dwellers. They did eventually add more Pokemon to the game through the DLCs, but because that was behind a paywall, I imagine that probably didn't help things very much.
At all.
I do think we can agree that it's understandable why people were upset about this, but I think it just got a little bit out of hand. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, as far as I know, also don't have every Pokemon ever made in the game either, but thankfully I didn't hear nearly as much about that as I did people complaining about the quality.
That's because it came out in the past
and now,
further.
A moment of silence to remember the absolute disaster that was the launch of the Xbox One. Microsoft's genius plan.
Yeah, when you're talking about like sealing a fate, man, the Xbox One was a tough time for Xbox, bro.
On unveiling their...
I think this single-handedly brought them like 48% closer to like their business, like going out of business.
Brand new console included showing off such amazing features as always needing to connect to function.
It definitely sped up their shelf life.
The fact that it would actively lock you out of playing used games, that it would always need an internet connection to play games, and that it would cost $100 more than the PS4. Sweet.
Fortunately, we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with 360. That's your message if you don't.
Well, as is the pattern by now in this video, this caused such a big stink online that Microsoft quickly changed their mind only a couple weeks later and reversed most of these decisions and most importantly got rid of the damn Kinect. But regardless, they will never be able to undo the damage from getting savaged by Sony's response.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Ha!
Thanks.
And I think that might be a good place to end it. So thanks for watching. Be sure to let me know down in the comments what other gaming controversies you wanted me to talk about. I guarantee you I read about it, but was just way too depressed about what I read to include it in this video.
Achoo!